draft situation.
This is R2 just prepared for this Lancelot onslaught. I mean, we did talk during our Discord session that they have to be prepared for it. They cannot just ban it. Just looking at banning the Lancelot is a band-aid solution, as Lysander said, and it seems like RQ Hoshi, they are well equipped to deal with this. Last thing I want to say about the adjustment coming out from RQ Hoshi is that they were able to show us how to actually support a hero or how to activate a marksman in the middle, just like what Burmese Ghouls has been doing, and they might have taken notes, because honestly, if I just cover the names and the team, I might think that it's actually Burmese Ghouls playing it because of how much they put a lot of emphasis into that mid lane part of the map where the carry and the mid laners and the supports are, and the movement is just so fluid.
Exactly. And if RRQ is playing like this, we might see a rematch between Burmese Ghouls and RRQ, but this time in a best of 7. Either way, my name is Lafel, and this is Wolf. I can't wait. I can't wait. So, right now I think our casters are ready. So guys, get ready, please. Take it away for match number 2.
Thank you, analysts, for compressing and compacting all that information into one short little segment. Obviously, we'd like to hear a lot more from you guys, but don't worry, we've got more games to come. And speaking about compacting and compressing, why wouldn't you want to be compacting and compressing all your stuff into a 2Me luggage bag? So that's why we would like to thank 2Me for being the partner in esports for M2. As the journey to become the M2 champions, we have perfected it with the latest 2Me luggage and backpack here. It comes in 2 separately, and they're really, really good. You saw one of them happening to be on the Discord session as well. In between, Wolf and Lafel, they're making sure that it looks good, and you can bring your gift anywhere with you safely without worry. Be sure to check out 2Me.com to perfect your own journey and enjoy the M2 competition.
And to keep our players safe and protected, the event venue has been coated with SD Pro, an antimicrobial self-disinfecting coating that eliminates bacteria and viruses 24/7 for 180 days. To find out more about what SCTL Envirotech offers, visit sdsp.com.
And don't forget to catch the live streaming of the mega event Mobile Legends BangBang M2 World Championship 2020 held in Singapore for free on MeWatch from the 18th to 24th of January. A total of 12 teams from 9 countries, all competing for 300,000 USD. And it all starts here today as we move on to our second game here. And we're talking about adaptability. What are some of the expected changes we should be seeing in the draft?
I'm hoping to actually see a change instead of having that Lancelot, which definitely is resource heavy. You're looking for those picks, you want to actually get this Lancelot activated, but in Game 1 you can definitely see that there was no chance for the side of Bren Esports to get him up online as compared to what happened in that Alter Ego game, where in both games they managed to be able to do so coming with this great picks.
As much as they hate to be that grumpy uncle and say I told you so, and don't do this, don't do that, I think for Bren Esports, if they really want to make this game or match last a little longer, to answer the super hyper aggressive combo of Sin and Whisking, they have to not draft into a harder strategy, at least not willy-nilly. Because that's what has been the downfall of a lot of teams, them specifically here in the playoffs. So I think just to try and answer something that goes so fast, they should have just jumped the gun. I mean, I'm not saying don't do it, just saying be on the lookout, because somehow James might lock into that draft and you might get choked out even before you get started.
On my side, I don't really think that they should really change much. They should be just more careful in picking their side laners.
Okay.
Alice isn't really one of the best in just controlling those people or controlling the enemy team on the early stages of the game. She still needs a bit of scaling. But if you pick into let's say a Lapu or a Yuzhong, or let's say even if they go far sa XP lane, that would be great just to somewhat stop or just keep the enemy at bay.
Yeah, I definitely like the idea of the far side itself, but coming into these sort of the style of play coming out of side or to Hoshi, we've seen the Indonesians going out to jump all the way towards the back line, and there are certain picks that can actually find ways to reach the far side too.
Yeah, and Bren Esports has this thing about them in the playoffs that they don't really win game number 1.
Okay.
They don't really win game number 1. Game number 1 against Burmese Blues, they lost it. Game number 1 against Todak, they lost it as well. Alter Ego, game number 1, they lost it. So game number 1 is really not
there.
It's part of the learning curve? You're saying it's part of the pacing?
I don't know. I could say that it's a download game, but I haven't really talked to Bren Esports for that. I don't know.
Honestly, I think Bren Esports would be on the same opinion as you, is that they need to kind of see what's happening. But when things are changing up, it's super interesting for everybody else. So today we are very pleased to announce the launch of the new anniversary season of Magic Chess Blazing Hammer. The new adventure will officially begin on January 30th with a new upgrade system blessings, the new little commander and map, and all synergies have been revamped, and the free trial of advanced skins awaits you. So log in on the 30th of January to claim your free permanent skin. Now, coming back into this, I do think that Bren, yes, I'm going to double check the stats just to get a better idea of their first game win rate. But more importantly here, I think when we're looking at Bren and coming up with their ideas, and especially adapting into the game, they're going to be moving over to the blue side. And right now, we know RQ is going to be on the blue side for games 1, 3, and 5, while Bren is going to be on 2 and 4. With that in mind, Game 2's, it's going to be important because I think that's where Bren might actually have an advantage after watching the previous game where you saw them, steal drafts here and there.
Yeah, this is where they definitely get themselves pretty much well prepared, and they can definitely pick the side that they want. They started on red. I'm not sure if they're going to be going at it once again. You have the option, right? So with that first pick potential is pretty much higher on getting yourself a flex pick towards the first pick, and then later on these two other picks is where things really tell, okay, this is what I want, this is my game plan, and RQ just has to respond to that.
You know what? It would be nice if we could have like a win rate on red side, a win rate on blue side. Like seeing how these players are taking advantage of the first pick or the first 2 picks of the first phase of pickings will be interesting. But there's the draft.
At least that will give us a better idea here. But now, let's see what direction that Bren wants to go with, because we see them kind of bait out like, hey, do you want to let go of the Brody? Do you want to let go of the Esmeralda or the Benedetta? They're going to force RQ Hoshi to choose. It's going to be Natalia and Nishin Chin already banned out for Bren Esports, while on the red side, RQ is going to be banning out Brody as well as Matilda.
I'm guessing Jawhead should show up here, whether by ban or by pick. I do believe that Lusty is decent on it, and Psycho should be able to use the aggression of King and the Sin to good advantage. And again, for Bren Esports, I'm wondering why Lusty got locked into the Sylvana earlier, right? That's the Benedetta ban right now by Bren Esports. I'd like to know RQ Hoshi from game number 1. They really did well to time out the Imperial Justices. Not a single one. Not a single one for Bren Esports earlier was used as they intended.
If you're gonna pick a Cho, like if you're gonna lock into a Sylvana or a Cho, there's actually a difference between those two. Cho is much more rewarding in terms of punishing those teams that like to split push. But for Sylvana, if you're gonna pick a Sylvana and the team split pushes, then they don't really fight 5 as much as possible. So you just want to go for the Cho. But for RQ Hoshi, as you've seen on game number 1, they really like to go for those fights. So Sylvana is going to be much more rewarding. I like the read coming up from Bren Esports that they want to fight, but the Sylvana didn't just work for them at that point.
Yeah, this time we're seeing Claude and Dexter coming into play for Bren Esports. So already snatching this key pick away from Sin. What a way to actually welcome him on the stage. But RQ Hoshi, we talked about that Sylvana a lot. Don't you think it's also quite dangerous that they opened this pick up for RQ?
I would totally agree here. I mean, the Sylvana is probably going to be the pick coming in for RQ, but the question is whether they really want to get the Yuzong or do they want to get something else? And oh no, instead, they're going to completely avoid it and go straight for something extremely reliable, the Jawhead as well as the Selena.
Yeah, the thing about Jawhead is why I'm forcing it and why I'm just not over it yet, why Game 1 didn't show up is it's always on. Ejector is not an ultimate. Ejector comes on and off like within the same team fight 2 or 3 times. And yeah, Unstoppable Force, it's an almost confirmed -1, except for if it's like a tank or someone with mobility. But right here, right now, I think if they don't pick up a hero for Lusty, it's gonna be tough. Again, you have to focus so much for your mid lane when you're looking at Bren Esports here. This can't be a gold laner. There it is.
Yeah,
that's
there it
Lusty's
is.
show.
Okay. So now with that being shown, I would expect RQ to maybe consider getting an offlaner, but they don't necessarily have to. We have seen teams say, like, yes, we do like Lapu Lapu, and it is a great pick. However, we can save it for much later on, and not to mention that there's such a plethora of, like, Wanwan, the Wanwan going into the side lane, the Harith going into the side lane. Yuzong doesn't necessarily need to win. It's just going to get oppressed, and you just have to absorb that damage.
I agree. But RQ Hoshi here, just to put a bit more emphasis into the Selena and Jawhead pick, they will never make Carl Tizzy, if he's ever gonna use the Cloud, they will never give him the idea that he is safe. There is always a chance that the Jawhead, Selena, is just waiting at a certain area, and they're gonna throw an arrow, they're gonna go for the ejector. And that's the thing, RQ Hoshi, they don't really like this Jawhead pick as much. You don't really see it come out from them. But if it's necessary, they will just go for it. And with the Claude on the other side, this is the perfect pick for them into the early game.
Honestly, like what you just add right there. Let's talk about this link pick as well. This gives not much safety net for that Claude, where every one of these members can just play ultra aggressive, dive straight to him, just catch him out, whether it's before or after Blazing Duet is the best scenario to be able to catch him.
It's a good foil.
And
mobility and it's catch.
Exactly. And now they're eliminating all these difficult to deal with heroes such as the
R7.
Yeah. So where are they going with this?
Oh no, here's the thing. From last game, I'm not sure if it was Khalid on the R7 on the lead, but RQ Hoshi, I think they understand that they have to lock down Few. Again, Lusty has already made it through, so they attack the next best thing, and they attack both Few and the gold lane. Although I still have hope that maybe Bren Esports can actually fix this and put Claude in the gold lane. Potentially, yeah, they need to.
I think throwing Claude into the gold lane is definitely a shout here, and that's why RQ is just betting up on one thing. At the very least, where you're going to have to flex the Claude. Claude is something that we can seize, that we can deal with, and you can't really change it. The 1-1 could be flexible later on, so don't want to deal with that whatsoever. That was getting downed out by Bren. It looks like they want to push RQ towards that Lapu Lapu.
I think Bren is baiting out the belly right now for the side of RQ Hoshi. You have the Claude, you ban out 2 side laners. It's true. Like you're beating out something here, but that is going to be the gold lane Harith. Will RQ Hoshi give in? Because the Claude-Beleric relationship is actually, very complex. It's a lovely relationship.
I mean, to be fair, Lemon isn't playing, so they might not necessarily rip it out, but you don't really know. And I do like the Harith pick more so because you can flex him into that gold lane and in towards the mid lane as well, leaving that final pick to kind of predetermine, yeah, we can get the Lapu Lapu, we could still kind of slice things up, add Fasa if we really wanted to, or, adding a bigger tank.
Yeah, 2 mages, this will show up 2 mages. Side lane, mage, and of course mid for Few. Do note, I think it's very possible that I had to go into the XP lane as well. What's scarier than an ultra fast Zaman Force quick rotation? Like, that's the thing.
I don't really see any, or I don't really see any hero on the side of RQ Hoshi that will pin people down in a certain area.
I don't think they need to.
They're chasing.
They're hyper-aggressive here. They're playing with the Jawhead as well as the Selena. Both of those predetermined that if you walk up, we will try to take advantage. But I think, Bren, they've got some really good options here. We've seen the matchup time and time again between Selena into the show, where, Cho can actually face along these missile arrows with a well-timed. But coming in with that Sylvana, level 4 is going to be kind of interesting for both sides. I can't really tell who's going to win that level 4.
Okay, like
RQ. They're going to be locking in the Ruby.
It gives them certain damage. It controls people. And they just want to hold them into place. And this is perfect for them. There's enough time for them to take people down. I mean, chasing down people, yes, that's true, but you still have to take into consideration the Zaman Force, Harriet wants to be there. Ling might be chasing them down, but I think Ling on the other side is just going to go for the backline. I think that's their main idea here.
Yeah, we've seen this sort of composition before from the side of Bren Esports. What I'm really surprised is that they honestly didn't bother about the Alice pick or the Sylvana, which easily could have been banned away. And the Alpha 1 instead, which kind of secures things for RQ, like, hey, if game 1 it went our way, we're going to do it again.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from here. Okay, so give or take, I think RQ was prepared to lose the Sylvana or arguably Flexion Show. I think it's time as we get into the game to figure out this conclusion as we move on into game 2. Please, Butters, Contra, as well as Leo, go for it. Cast this game, give us some color.
Here we go, Bren Esports versus RQ Hoshi. If Butters is right, if the pacing for Bren Esports actually is beneficial, that they learn a little bit from game number 1. We'll see this should be the litmus test for that. Now Lusty, leashing a bit for Carl Easy. This is a quick purple. I think this just allows RDD to be able to move out a little faster, get that BMI and get that extra little bit of damage and mobility, and then moving on. That's also the purple. Oh, orange first here for Sin.
Pretty interesting start as we are already seeing a little bit of contest going over on towards Little Wanderer. And okay, I guess we're going to be staring at them just having a chance of snatching it away.
It makes a lot of sense to just go for the orange first for the Ling. Just because you want to be a bit faster than Claude. I mean, not necessarily, but you just want to use your superior mobility to just clear the waves and just find the pick-off, just get your level 4, go to another lane. The Claude will think, should I go there or should I just farm? Because that's the thing. The Tempest of Blades is a good way to control people as well and take down people in the process. But looking at the side lanes here for the side of Bren Esports, I think the Ling will have a great time going back and forth on those side lanes as long as, in terms of dueling, their lanes win.
I feel like it was one of those situations where they're kind of I wouldn't say preemptively doing it, just playing off the information at hand. You had somebody go into the mid lane, they were going to fast clear that jungle. They started on towards the orange side because they can generally see, they started showing up, they showed up into the mid lane, they quickly ran over to deal with their purple buff straight away. So at that moment, they say, okay, we can actually match here. We're going to start on our orange side, move over to our and then contest for Little Wanderer in the river. I just like how teams are actually having exactly the same thought, same sort of the routes that they do take. So it's all about, who gets what, and then they can pop the next attack and are already back in towards our game. So game number 2. I really do wonder how will they shut down Sin's side, because they only got Lusty, and if he uses Wave of Dragon to catch either the Harris or even the likes of Finn, it's easier to burst down, but Sin, they gotta make sure that they catch him real fast.
That's what Few is for. He is on the Sylvana, and I think he'll be a little more frugal when it comes to the Imperial Justice this time around, seeing how it didn't work out so well in game number 1. This gold lane matchup up top is also something interesting to note. Harith wins the early game compared to the Alice. Now Few spots one off. That's going to be Psycho right across the bush. And while the action isn't happening just yet, nice arrow thrown out. Misses by a hair.
I just love it that Bren Esports took something from Kodak's book and they just put Sylvanas as a support. Like you can do that. You're not limited into just those high damage dealing heroes. You can scale people there as well. Now with this Sylvana, they have the extra teamfight capability.
Yeah, speaking of which, will be an arrow hitting onwards for you. It's going to be having his health tickle a little bit, but Ribble, as much as he can, actually move across the map way quicker than the arrow, but he's already down low. It's really hard for him to join in if they were to start the turtle on the side of Hoshi, and we're just waiting for perhaps these guys to be prepared to make that rotation.
Yeah, between the two of them up top, Ribble here and R7. Obviously, R7 has to telegraph when he's gone. But Rebo, on the other hand, can rotate towards mid and then somehow help out if this turtle fight does break out. As you can see, Lux is waiting here. That pixel burst that could be Zaman Force already committed. So Rebo can say, hey, no more Zaman Force. I think we can move on, try to do something. And after this orange buff, we can expect something big from Carl.
Yeah, it's already going on the recall, so he can directly walk straight in towards the turtle pit pretty much quickly. Now, a little bit of the intention for the golden crab, if you may call it. So could be a lot of gold coming for Sanderson.
This is great for the side of Bren Esports. If you think about it, Vin hasn't been that hot onto hitting those arrows. Spinning wasn't there, and Curl-TZ had a good 3 minutes. First 3 minutes were good for Curl-TZ. Bren Esports here is going for the turtle, and there's no contest. Up top, Rebo will be the target.
First blood here by R7. Again, they're trading lives for turtles. Rebo taken out. That's going to be a huge move for Sin, the first kill of the game. Now, the gold gap isn't so big. This is how we saw it earlier on. And so far, the fact that Rebo stayed in the lane, and that's 3 members of Yoshi that had to share the EXP and the gold up top, that's what led to this very, very small marginal gain on Bren Esports, but there's no conversion really.
Yeah, Calamity Slap already in the hands of R7 after one kill in the back, but Psycho easily gets spotted out by Fu. That's movement. Nothing much is going to be happening between the two of them, but of course Psycho has a very big beauty coming into those team fights. And he's got to catch out Godbless, but look at just the layers of things, and Godbless has already used the blazing what?
Calamity Reaper is something that R7 can just utilize, and if they ever want to pick fights right now, this might be the time that they should go for it. And the upper turret doesn't have any more energy shields, I think. It was chipped down a bit by R7.
Yeah, all three of them.
And if ever they want to just go for their next objective, and Lusty here will be the first target for Vin that he hits.
Oh, Swift as the coursing river. And, well, it definitely did happen in the river, of course, and the rest of the members of RRQ, they're moving right in, trying to set things up against Ripple. Oh! Davenport, they popped out as he tries to run away, and he survives.
Now there are rotations coming up from RQ Hoshi. It seems like they're leading into Bren Esports' playbook. They know where the hell is Bren Esports going to come from.
Yeah, it's easy, and I think for now RQ Hoshi will do that and try to make this goal gap a little smaller because Carl-TZ's not there yet. Carl-TZ's not there. Oh, BangBang gonna be coming in. There's the ejector on the one. Turtle taken in by the Ling. That's Sin helping out. Lusty destroyed that Whiskey, taking him in. Psycho though gonna get away from Flap-TZ. So far it's a 1 for none. Rebo looking low. He is gonna. Oh! The flicker in! The flicker in! Oh, the damage from R7, ladies and gentlemen. They're all low, but they're getting the kills nonetheless. Psycho just acting as a barricade. Carl-TZ and Few can't do much. Wow, that was a total win. A wash for Bren Esports. They couldn't get anything, and conversion through the roof. A turret. You want to turret that? Yes, sir.
Yeah, quite destruction that we've just witnessed over on towards the turtle side, and RQ Hoshi has been able to also back a turret right down low, but I'm looking at the lack of responses coming in from Bren Esports side as well. But we saw an early usage of the blazing duet Encore stoves. Mid itself, I don't think it's relatively worth it.
I think Carl just understands that he has to speed up the clear. He has to catch up, and they can see that the gold gap is growing. And if he's not joining fights, which I think he shouldn't, then yeah, blazing duet by all means, pull the trigger.
Now, I'm seeing Bren Esports having a hard time, well, that's obvious. But still, we haven't seen Carl Easy with the Blazing Duet. And it just seems to me that RQ Hoshi are beginning their fights well. They fight in a time where Carl Easy has his Blazing Duet down.
Yeah, again, it's just basic fundamentals now. Nice catch. Imperial Justice on a Psycho. Flashes down with force by R7. A few shields gonna save him. There's the the blade. Instant knocks out Flat Easy. Oh, R7 barely survives Flat Easy. Pops him open. That's a double for Sin though. Revo gonna get away. Blood OG being alive, but how long finish still alive here? Flat Easy. Shot energy is enough for him to take on two. Always King and Vin here. Some Sin with the orange bump, it's gonna hurt. Oh, I think they disengage. They know that you can still do a lot of damage.
Definitely has to disengage right there. It's a 2-for-2 trade, and it's still working out for the Bren Esports. At least they do have that easy here, and are getting played from multiple directions. It's a killing spree coming in for Sin, and next X1 to fall. It's gonna be Sin that gets caught up. I think it's pretty okay with this catch.
Yeah, well, Few still the instinct to stay and know that I can out-sustain these members of RQ Hoshi left. The spiral strangling keeps El Capitan alive enough to make sure that when Carl comes back, they can contest for this turtle. And ooh, look at this on bottom.
Gives them enough space, and Carl gets hit by the arrow.
That's gonna be Carl Easy shut down. R7 takes the turtle. Zaman Force, there's enough shields in there to keep him alive. RQ Hoshi shouting the lungs out. They know they won that all in.
This is the things that the Selena can do. It can hit your juggler in the middle of two people, and that's how impactful the is if done correctly.
Oh, he's just looking at Whispering, and he does not even care how much you can put on him. But Psycho is getting focused on area already, trying to get away to counter the throat, and still gets away with that kill after spending that execute.
Oh, that was a beautiful execute. Full range, I believe, to Flat Easy. Clipped it as he was exiting. Now, if only this was a Festival of Blood, I think he made the call. That was a calculated decision. Prior to the game, he picks Killing Spree so that he lasts longer in these fights. I'm wondering if he's kicking himself right now saying, oh, I could have gotten stacks. I could have gotten stacks.
Maybe you might just be.
But at that point on RQ Hoshi could have just let Bren Esports go and try to go for another objective. But what do? They try to get as much kills as possible. Then Carl Easy here is gonna have more time to just get his. There's no pressure for him. Lusty gets in the shield. They are slowly scaling up to that point where RQ Hoshi, they might not have an answer for this.
Oh, here we go. Black Magic 4. Black Easy comes in. There's the Imperial just catches. But R7 decimated it enough to the turret. This fight is going to continue. They're going to trade out Lust.
Dive down.
Taken out by Psycho. It's tank on tank violence. I saw call it supportal combat. All down bottom Sin with the split push. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a worthy trade.
That was way too sneaky coming from the side of RQ. Yes, he did trade, and it's okay for Arsenal right there as he still matches Arsenal.
Oh, no, an ejector to the back. Step into place, keeping him down. There's still a lot of Flat Easy. Quite a few hits. Oh! around. Few able to help Martini survive, but only for so long because Flat Easy is gonna bite it right here. It's only Rebo. Last again trying to come back. That's good. Blood Ode into the back lines, and Vin is getting the brunt of this all. And right now it's Few, and he's fire strangling once more, poking the front lines, and there's Diamond Force. Oh, you do best to disengage, and R7 gets one still.
These are the fights where you can see the split decision making coming up from these teams. Carl CZ goes back in, takes down Ling. Now when they saw that, someone just jumped on Carl, took him down. The threat assessment here for both teams are so on point, they turn instantaneously if ever a high priority target is in front of them.
Yeah, as much... You just took the words right out of my mouth. They just pure and immediately they pull the trigger right there, just like how Rebo is getting chunked out. But trying to survive, but Rebo will still fall nonetheless. Now RQ, they should be able to get the top side of the tier ones, and the Lord is already out for Few, already engaging, and TZ gets caught out.
That's going to be rejected into the Imperial Justice, resulting to not much. Tempest Ablaze going to want to start a little bit more trouble in the purple buff. Bren Esports' jungle is the hot zone. That's going to be one for Few, one for Flap Easy. At the double though, getting shut down by the half dragon. Flap Easy here, he wants more. He smells blood, 2 for 2. I think that's as good as Bren.
Here for Bren Esports is they have their retribution. They can get the snort from Ignite, slowing up a bit, but Psycho and
Ada ngamin ti kastani agtetex. Wisit na yan. Ado pagbuy-buy ako. At di kami nagtetext nga, invite. Mamulte. Ang inang buhay yan. Nag-back. Na yan eh, no?
Carl CZ, call him Mr. I Don't Sleep.
Where the jungle choke happens. You can see that Bren Esports is scattering themselves all over the map. Contra, you were saying.
Yeah, it's all resources for the side Bren Esports right after securing that ward. Not only that, you see so many layers that we saw coming from the side of RQ. Yeah, you want to go in for those takes every single time that they see Bren Esports. They try to dive right at us. Just look at the goal lead right now, swinging in favor of the side of Bren Esports. Over 2.5. And, well, it's going to be a lot of money for them to buy all these items in.
I just want to check the items right now so that we have a bit of time. Oh, no, there's a fight happening.
It's Few. That's going to be Tempest Ablaze. You know, Sin feels it right now. Black Dragon formed here by Flap Easy. Oh, and Winskin gets blown to pieces. Ejector into the turret. Diamond Force right there. That's going to be the barricade. Down goes Winskin. Rebo gets the kill. And that's one for Bren.
I think this is the perfect time to just go for an item check. So let's see what the Claude has. Demon Hunter Sword. He has the Athena Shield up. He has the Golden Staff up. So the items here are not all damage items, but still it gives you a certain amount of protection. For Flap, it's going to be a Cursed Helmet, a Queen's Wings, and a Bloodlust Axe, plus an Oracle, extra tankiness. Reaver here is almost at item lock. Ooh, we can expect a lot from him in the coming fights. R7 though, he has Calamity Reaper, the Feather of Heaven, the Holy Crystal, everything that he deal a certain amount of damage, but Sin with the Queen's Wings, that might help them in the coming fights.
Oh, hopefully it does, because Psycho's going right in with his Unstoppable Force already, but he is getting taken down immediately. And with that, R7 goes into securing the killing spree by having you take him out.
Nice for RQ. I like that RQ is trading out effectively, and defended that inhibitor turret
Sabi kasi ano,
relatively well. Could have been cleaner since Psycho had to go down just the same. But there is one thing that alarmed me. One thing that says, oh, RQ Hoshi, I think they know that they're on the ropes, is because almost all Tempest of Blades in the past 2 or 3 team fights have been defensive. Right now, they want to fix this. Sin, another defensive Tempest of Blades going to be going back. And Flappy and Rebo are here. They're feeling the damage. They're raining it down. That's going to be Ling taken down. Another looking for it. Oh, waiting for him back. That's R7 now. And from the back, it's Whisking. 3, 4, none. Bren Esports can go ahead and take this 3-Lord second in the game. And from here, another penetration.
You can really see the easy connection. Once Sin goes down for Claude, what Flap does is he goes around with the Black Dragon form, just targeting Sin. And Sin can't do much about that.
Yeah, they went in a little bit too early in the Abbey because they went in for that engagement by the corners of the jungle, and there's nothing much to get out of it. They loosen in the process. This is just history repeating itself. And second Luminous Lore for the side of Bren Esports. I think they have got this game pretty much sealed.
Yep, Divine Blade going over to R7, but check it out, Flappy just got his C halberd now. Middle lane pushed in, Lord isn't even on the map just yet. Now, we have come from just building casual deadly blades into actually turning it into a full-on C halberd, and that is just impressive. That just shows how much Flappy wants to really stop the regeneration and finish fights when they started, because I believe the next 1 or 2 team fights, if it even extends to that, could be the last.
Yeah, and looking at R7, they don't really have as much deaths. Whisking as well, so you really just have to stop them on their tracks. If they can stall out the game, make an important pickoff, make an important play, then that might be something that Bren Esports can lose from.
Yeah, it's been good. Losing stuff. They already lost the top side of the turret, and you can definitely see that Finn is absolutely not out. That's not where he needs to be at. Lord is already scored it, and Lusty is hunting for those kills. Bren Esports will definitely get this equalizer right here for the Philippines.
Sitting at 1-1, Butters, you may have.
I really want to point out one thing that I dislike coming from RQ's draft. Yes, Johan high priority coming into many of these matches, good in the meta, but it's something that later in this game it just falls off so drastically, and it's evident, like the moment that you see there's Alice, the clock, they can easily walk away whoever control.
I see. Well, with that being said, let's get a more in-depth analysis from our analysis. Let's go over to them.
Thank you very much, and I hope someone clip Gideon, because that is gold. That is gold. But yeah, either way, speaking of gold, we got 2 other teams with yellow on their logo, and in my opinion, right, I think all of the Indonesian fans and all of the Philippine fans are on the edge of their seat. Especially, we watched where RQ Hoshi seemed pretty good in early as well as mid stage of the game, but then Bren Esports, they just got back up and they won. What happened?
Well, there were so many, I would say, not really bad decisions coming out from RQ Hoshi, but more unforced errors from their part. Now, I want to say though, the start for RQ Hoshi was perfect. They know exactly what they wanted to do, and this is sort of a late game composition from RQ Hoshi.
Yeah.
It's the Harriet as well as the Link. You know, the biggest problem, however, is when they are, while they are incredibly skilled in the latter stage of the game, they are unfortunately timing based. And in fact, RQ Hoshi are actually playing with their timings. Biggest problem is, look at the spell that this Harriet has. Well, they always go for Purify anyways, but you can see that as a weakness. If you're looking at Bren Esports, there are many stuns on the side of Bren Esports, which actually means that they can really force this Purify. And when they were fighting, when they're winning the fights, Bren Esports take the fights that don't involve the Purify on the Harriet.
And the thing that I like about Bren Esports, usually we see that when a team is going down, they just like, okay, we'll just wait for someone to capitalize. But Bren Esports, especially from the use on from Plat CZs, just like you said, force errors. He forced the situation onto RQ Hoshi to answer the situation. I love the play at the top side, just like you said. They timed Harry's Purify. Okay, the Purify is not a weekend go in and then Savannah goes in. And the thing is, we look at Alice as well from Rebo with the Enchanted Talisman as well as with the purple buff. He basically doesn't ever lose mana. He just goes in with the Blood Oath and he just stays in there for a very long time. And then Yuzon coming in with the Black Dragon form and then later on with the Dragon Tail as well. It becomes very, very difficult for our Kyoshi to really sustain. Yes, Whiskey, we see he sustains super well with his Haas Claw, with his Alice Battle Oracle as well as the Blood Wings. But that is Whiskey. That's not the same thing with Ling, Selena, as well as Harry from R7, Zin, as well as Vin, where we can see plenty of times they try to fight, where Link, he has used every single skills, every single energy, but nothing happened. Right now, let's look at the MVP of the game, and it's going to go to Flat PZ on his use of the match KD of 8, 4, and 6.
Yeah, very picked up as well. Not only that, the most important thing I want to take on about Flat PZ and how he played this is he also understood that our Kyoshi, they're timing based. Not only are they dependent on the Purify on Harith, but they're also dependent on Tempest and Blades. The last 3 skirmishes that our Kyoshi lost, and those were the decisive ones, right? Yeah. Those 3 skirmishes really allowed Bren Esports to take the Lord and eventually take the game. Those last 3 skirmishes, they were able to force the Tempest and Blades. And this is because of the combination between Lusty, Flat PZ, and Few, the way that they were juggling and controlling their stuns, forcing the Tempest and Blades coming out from Sin, and that was definitely a terrible sin for our Kyoshi, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the thing is, we have seen our Q1 first game, and now the second game, Bren has won it, and now it's a 1-1. We need 3 wins in total to make sure that we know who will be facing against Burmese Blue. And right now, Flat Easy, he shows that he wants to get that revenge on Burmese Blue.
It really feels like it, man. But then again, these are 2 teams that are on top of the pack when it comes to just performing in the Mobile Legends action. Obviously, we would expect this to go the distance. I personally think that this will go 3-2, at least 3-1. And here we go. We are just starting the actual series.
Yeah, but either way, we have to go to a short break. Our players are getting ready. We will be going to the Discord in a little bit. He is Wolf. My name is Lapel. We'll be going to a break. Don't go anywhere. We will be back right after this.
Pag naisisan ni Silvan at
Chivalry is dead. I will revive it.
salamat po sa mga guys. Up next na po tayo. Up next, pakihina na lang po baka nagdo-double voice. Ito ba kung paano ba yung pakihina dito guys? Pakihina na lang po. Pakihina na lang po yung mga sounds ng shipping. Yung nagdo-double kasi siya eh. Alam ko ba kung paano yung pag-set ko ng ano na do-double po talaga siya eh. Nainis nga po ako eh. Kasi sa tenga po ba, diba? Kasi sa tenga po. Hindi na lang po. Mga magagaling mag-English na. pag ano,
Download for free. Mobile Legends BangBang.
Killing spree! Mega kill! Unstoppable monster kill!
bakit kaya? Ano kaya nangyari dyan na nagdudubol? Ayan, tingnan natin. Lapit na yung gameplay natin. Galing talaga yan mga lodi natin. Hindi na natin
Whether you're from Indonesia or the Philippines, if you're watching this game, good on you. And if you know somebody who plays Mobile Legends BangBang, but you're not watching the game, get your phone, send them a text, forward them the link to Facebook or YouTube and say, hey, you need to watch this game right now because we are neck and neck between RRQ Hoshi and Bren Esports. Welcome back to your M2 World Championships 2020, powered by Moonton, supported by the Singapore Tourism Board, hashtag Passion Made Possible. Skoga, who have been supporting esports careers and talents here in Singapore since 2008, our friends over at IMDA, and our partner brands, Secret Lab, Singtel, Tumi, SUTL, Cathay Cinema, MediaCorp, and of course our official gaming gear, Razer, who have the Razer Black Shark V2 still up for grabs. All you have to do, aside from pledging your allegiance to your favorite team on our comment section, leave a comment on why you should be the one walking away with the Razer Black Shark V2. Of course, my name is Joachim Gomez, not alone, joined by my co-host, Lasenda, as well as our panelists, Lafel and Wolf. My question is, have you caught your breaths yet?
No. It's essentially a best of three right now. Essentially a best of three. We're back to the lower bracket we're so used to now. Room for error, it's at the minimum. It's at the minimum. You enough messing around, but the good thing is they have proven that Bren Esports and their Lancelot is not invincible. It can be beaten, and it caused Bren to innovate, come up with something new, and now well, they came back strong, so it's a 1-1. Philippines and Indonesia both have something to be happy about and sad about.
Yeah, definitely both of these teams, they want to change the score for a 2-1 in their favor, but I don't know, like for me, I just want a 2-me in my favor.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay, yeah. We have not had any of that today.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, that's why it was good, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Now, I really wish we were able to have audience here in the arena, but of course, given this whole pandemic, we're giving it to you in a whole different way. But the players over at RRQ Hoshi as well as Bren Esports, they are screaming, they are shouting. Emotion is high right now. And Wolf, earlier did say you predict a 3-2 or a 3-1 finish.
Yeah, I'm sure because both of these teams, they play like that. And I think that I will try to be careful with my words because I want to be caught in a bad context once again. Yeah,
can't avoid that.
But yeah, the teams they have shown that they are giving some games to other teams, right? They are not perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Because that's how they are. Even with Bren Esports, there was a meme back in MPL season 4, season 5, where they do this download game, quote unquote download game, wherein they usually lose their first game and then take the reverse sweep for those best of 3 group stage matches. This happened for about like 5 series in a row for Bren Esports.
Where I'm from, that's called extended BM.
Extended BM.
Extended BM's out. We'll let you have 1. We'll let you have 2. We'll take the other 3.
Well, not in a BM manner, but it's just that they look like they are really studying their opponents. That is normally what happens with Bren Esports. And you know what? That's what also happened in their series yesterday. Their 2 series yesterday, losing game 1 and then taking the series after.
The coach joked with us and said it was for content. But speaking of content, the content is ready.
Exactly. So what's up for grabs right here is a chance to face Burmese Ghouls in the grand finals. We're going back to our casters, Gideon Q, Butters, Leo, as well as Contra, who will be calling all the action between RRQ Hoshi and Bren Esports. Casters, take it away.
Thanks for the introduction, Joakim. Oh man, these games are getting tighter and tighter by the day, and these teams are getting more and more adaptive as we've seen them kind of grow in their own right, figuring out more strategies that kind of suit them. And that's what I've noticed here. The strategies that suit their playstyle, that tells them their story more than just focusing on what the meta has to offer.
What I like so far is the fact that Bren can beat RRQ at their own game, at least in this version of the lineup. We haven't seen anything crazy from Lemon or Albert today just yet, but if it's this whole Wiz King and Sin, ultra aggressive, hyper fast style of RRQ Hoshi, then yeah, we're sitting at 1-1. Again, if it's a battle of going 1-up on each other, then so far it dictates that someone has to change the pace. Someone has to make a new move.
Yeah, speaking of making a new move here, I'm looking at RRQ Hoshi. They need to deconstruct this entirety of what Bren Esports have been pulling in, and I'm looking at the Yuzong right now. I think it should not be left available for Bren Esports at all, because this is kind of like the entirety of the backbone. Not only the frontliners out there, but he's the one doing a lot of damage. He's the one to be able to cut corners out there to just reach the backlines pretty easily and just get away with it.
Yeah, there's this thing that Ducky told me when we came out of quarantine. And they were screaming against RRQ. And it seems that RRQ didn't do well in those scrims. So that's probably the reason why they put Sin in Wiz King here. I think Albert and Lemon just didn't make sense for them at this best of 5.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I do think it's just something to keep note of, and I think more importantly, it felt like something exclusive. And what else is exclusive here are the M2 exclusives skins available now. If you just log on to MLBB and complete the task of predict the champions to win those M2 coins and exchange those coins for M2 exclusive rewards, including the M2 special avatar border, the M2 battle emote, the M2 sacred statue, and most importantly, the M2 exclusive skin, Clint, the Shadow Omen, which can be gained directly for 899 diamonds. The event is happening right now till the 24th of January, so please, please, please grab it while you can.
There's some context to the discussion and the conversation that Butters had with Ducky. If that is indeed true, I mean, there's so many factors that could go into why it's Sin and Wiz King this time around. But if it was true, then definitely that's kudos to James. I mean, it's respect, right? That's respect.
Would I bring anything? Would I bring any lies into this table?
Oh, no, not that it's lies. But I'm sorry, Butters. Someone's very defensive here.
I don't know. Nervous. He's sweating a little bit like, wait, what are you talking about? Did he say you look good today, Leo?
I only bring facts.
Yeah. He brings facts. I guess you are looking good today, Leo.
I did say that it could be an element of surprise. There are many factors, right? Many factors here. But what I want to highlight is the respect. And right now, Bren Esports, they have stayed blue. That means RQ Hoshi says red. We want this chance to go double picks, and that's how they want to react to this and again win this race.
Yeah, and I think, in terms of this race, being able to kind of dictate the pace of the game, RQ Hoshi deciding to go onto the red side, something a little bit more familiar, something that we've seen them actually adapt with against the Burmese Ghouls itself. We saw a couple of really good drafts and slowly pulling back to what they're usually used to, as I said before. But Contra, where do you think this is leading?
Well, it's definitely leading towards what they want to open up for the side of Bren Esports once again. I think that we are going to be seeing the different sort of the phase coming from the side of RQ Hoshi and what they want to pick up coming in towards that double things that they can go for in the initial phase. And with that Esmeralda being banned away, the question now is what I mentioned, the Yuzong. Is it going to land on RQ Hoshi's side?
Ooh. Maybe, I don't know, because they still have those third bans, and those third bans generally kind of tell you is like what is the priority for either one of these teams, right?
Yeah, Bren Esports. Yeah, they're a team that could probably just focus on the tank as much, but RQ Hoshi, I think they like the Lapu-Lapu more than the Yuzhong. Like, you would see them pick the Yuzhong, but it could be on the second phase. They like the Lapu-Lapu more.
I mean, Lapu-Lapu, I don't know, like looking at the stats of whether or not Lapu-Lapu or Yuzhong, we've seen the impact of Yuzhong occur more, and honestly Lapu-Lapu and Yuzhong have a pretty decent win rate overall, but
very much so.
coming up for this last ban for RQ Hoshi here, do you think that is going to be the go-to, or are we not going to see Sylvana here?
I think they have to respect more Yuzhong's flat easy. Yep. Oh, but instead they both play with fire and they're opening up the side lanes and the tanks. So yeah, Lapu-Lapu, Yuzhong, they're all still on the table. The tanks, Jawhead, Show, still on the table.
Yeah.
And even the mages are relatively open too, like none of them were touched.
Yeah, I want to look at the mages here because the first game RQ Hoshi did pick up the Matilda, which is pretty much out in the open. I think that definitely having somebody who can just dish out quite a chunk of damage in the early game can actually put Bren Esports slightly behind, finally chasing in with all these small little leads. So Bren Esports having a difficulty here selecting their first hero. In about 5 seconds from now, we're going to be seeing how they will be dealing with this, and they will go in to take that Matilda before anything else.
I think this is a smart option here. It kind of just leaves the draft pretty open for their sides. 4 counter picks onto RRQ's part, but RQ, they see this and now they have to take advantage with the 2 picks and the benefits of being on that red side. It looks like they've locked in the Yuzhong. It has been working out extremely well for their team. The question is, Selena, Jawhead, we've seen them both kind of interchange between them within the first rotation.
Wow, this is actually a shift in terms of the pacing that RQ Hoshi wants to go for. They go straight for 2 team fight heroes here on the first phase. Well, for Bren Esports, they have a lot of choices to go for. They can go for a show. They can go for what?
I mean,
A jawhead?
I wouldn't be
Serena?
too surprised.
Not really Serena because they have the Matilda already.
Yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if they decided to get the Cho in this situation. So arguably even an Alice as well.
So far, Cho has been trusty for Lusty, and I think they should, again, always focus on the mid lane. So far, first pick was on point. I think before the round goes back, there has to be some answer, and this could be a flex Baksha. Could go on Lusty, could go on Flapteasy from the side lanes again to just really call the regeneration on this Yu Zhong, and as well Lancelot, which, you know, as great as Bren Esports Kaltizi was on the Lancelot across of M2, not just the games that he lost, he actually scored the very first Savage of the whole entire tournament with this. It's still 2 out of 3 in the first phase that they answer.
Yeah, and just looking at these boxes here, it just gives a little bit of flashback of PTSD to some of those players that were actually facing off against that Bren Esports side yesterday, because this Baxa is so potent to just, you know, get in the face of whether or not you have a show, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, game-winning Baksha against Alter Ego yesterday, but yeah, RQ Hoshi, each pick so far have been denial picks. They didn't need to ban them because they were planning to pick them up anyways.
Yeah. Remember, the first 2 picks here for the side of RQ Hoshi, they rely so much on the lifesteal or the spell vamp that they have. So that means if you go and try to take the regeneration a bit down, tone it down a bit, that is gonna hurt their tanking capability in the long run. So this Baksha and Lancelot is just so good for the side of Bren Esports.
I mean, I think it's pretty great, especially when it comes to just the denial of health regeneration overall, especially when it comes to both Sylvana as well as the Yu Zhong, both pretty dependent on it. Both can abuse the Oracle. Both will look to get, you know, the Bloodlust Axe and the Concentrated Energy respectively. But Bren now banning out the Ling, forcing the question onto RRQ. How exactly are they going to get something that scales in towards the late game, especially when you have someone like Kaltizi? He's got the Lancelot already.
Bren Esports, when they go for these kinds of Lancelot lineups, they don't necessarily try to go for a marksman side lane. But if it's a possibility and if they are forced, Rebo can use a 1-1.
I don't doubt it. Now, going into the second phase of picking, that was the Roger locked out. Oh, they're going to steal away the 1-1. Argue Hoshi, read your mind, Butters. 1-1 here for the side lane. Might be Wiz King, might be R7, now Bren Esports. They're closing this up, and without wasting any time. Hold up! Double assassin! Side lane Hayabusa!
Can I also call it like triple assassin in such a way, like Selena looking...
Quadruple, technically. If you're looking at the game's descriptions, yeah, Matilda and Selena. Interesting. That's a lot of pickup potential.
So, they don't have a tank per se that's gonna roam early. Stay into the side lane.
Alright, this is getting even more interesting.
Alright,
we're finally seeing the Hellcurt coming into the picture, and this is actually magnificent.
Bren Esports has a good draft, but RRQ Hoshi with just 1 pick. They just give a lot of... They just, you know, try to shut down. They tried to shut down Bren Esports draft as much as possible. They needed to find a pick. They picked the Hellcurt, and that answers...
Between these two teams that require so much across all their core heroes.
Oh, I don't know, but at least I don't have to think about it for now. You boys, you're going to have to take this one because this is too big for me to handle.
Okay, now... Talking about ideation coming from the side of James, right? RQ Hoshi, what's great about the Hellcurt heading in towards the late game is not only diving in towards the backline, getting that catch, it's also about that split push. Like, he just gets so much movement speed when he pops in that Dark Knight Falls. Just get across the map, like, who's going to be able to catch him when you can't even see your enemy?
I agree, because seeing that 1-1 really likes the 1v1 duels as well. You can deny the vision of the 1-1 and just try to go for the duels on her side.
Yep, Lusty almost getting taken down there. I kind of get it. This is a roaming Matilda. it's going to be a Matilda that provides shields and relies on mobility to kind of weave in and out of combat like a tank. No, hold up. Psycho uses the Psycho.
Yeah, of course, he's going to be soaking a little bit of the poke, and he's got to be careful with the missile arrow coming in as well, because Wiz King, if he just gets caught out, okay.
Purify is safe. You got that cleanse.
Wait a minute. Yeah, she's taking the A.
Well, he does have the innate
cleanse
in his kit. So RQ hits Vin. Vin here might go down.
Oh, Dark Knight falls. That's going to be some darkness raining down onto Bren Esports, and they get the first blood. What a bait right there by Vin. No trades here by Bren Esports.
Yeah, and this is definitely going to be a little bit troublesome for the likes of Bren Esports eventually when they are trying to go in for those sort of picks, which is what they are looking to set up, right? And here comes R7 already using the Black Dragon, crossing outwards by TZ as well as Lusty. Not going to be making much use out of this. As you can see, their health bars is still pretty much way up high, but the Hayabusa now moves over on towards the other side lane, and it's going to be having a lot of great pushes.
What a mirrored swap there by Bren Esports and Argyoshi. Now this fight in mid. Near the turtle breaks out. Oh, the turtle at about 1/5 of health. That's going to be stolen here by Kaltizi. And that's Lusty taken down here by R7. They're going to have to back out. Even Kaltizi doesn't want any part of this, as Few gets caught in the middle of 3 members of RRQ. 3 for 9 is the final tally here, the body count for RRQ Hoshi.
The better trade went over the side of RRQ.
This is expected because Rebo won't be part of any fights, but as long as they can keep Psycho at bay, do not get caught in the way of the dragons, that is going to be fine for Bren Esports. RRQ Hoshi, they're doing a great job as well. They're contesting, they're getting the kills, the pickoffs, and now what's left is they should go for the turrets.
I think this is actually RQ's plan, right? Like, you really want the attention to be on Psycho as well as Vin instead of Sin or even R7 in that sort of sense. Wiz King kind of can self-sustain, especially when he does have the crossbow of Tang. So that's what they're hoping to pick up.
Oh, no, an arrow here saves Lusty, and a nice takedown by Kaltizi onto Sin, and the unthinkable has happened. We were talking about how it should have been Psycho, it should have been Vin, but yeah, they caught out Sin at the very right moment. Real quick note, ladies and gentlemen, Avarice onto that Sylvana. Nice way of the dragon here, catching Lusty. He survives. That's going to be the Thorn Rose pushing away Psycho in the game.
That is the prowess of a Selena. Just throw out the arrow. If you hit the Hellcurt has no Purify. That is going to be Lance taking him down. And that is a lot of time. And this is the thing about Hellcurt that I didn't really like. But Vin!
What? Tortoise Poissons underneath the turret allows him to go deep, way too deep, and there you go. R7 can't even regenerate despite having full Sha essence. And off camera, by the way, that was a kill by Rebo.
Those are the situations,
Sid.
But they're not done yet.
Butters, let Lusty finish. He's chasing down Sin. That's going to be the Cyclone Eye going through the wall underneath the turret, the safety of his side of the map. So far, Butters, Lusty says, okay, you can speak.
These are the things
after you.
Baksha does. Like the dives that Bren Esports are doing now, it won't be possible without him.
Yeah, and those sort of catches were magnificent for Bren Esports because now they do have a little bit of activation, especially on Kaltizi. This is their key towards those game-winning trades, and just look at the amount of damage that Kaltizi gets. So he was under the turret. It didn't mean much as he pops out the turret Passants, and the other members of Bren Esports could easily go into burst down like how could whenever he just appears on the wrong moment. And here comes Lusty pushing them back.
Oh no, that's gonna be Dark Knight Falls, but it was just a little too late. There was no setup, no follow through. Lusty gets blasted down by R7. A trade for the support and your core. Bren Esports going off with a lottery.
Yeah, just looking at how this sort of the jungler assassin meta is going, right? Of course, you have the tier 1 picks coming in from the side of Bren Esports, and oh boy.
Psycho here gets popped into the Poissons underneath it. This hurts, this hurts. That's Vin taken down by Kaltizi as they steal away the turtle. The purple, that is, and the turret. You see, I get the words mixed up, but nonetheless, I'm liking what Bren Esports is bringing.
Rebo. That is, will the crossbow of Tang be thrown
It has been! That's whisking in the air! Pachoo, pachoo! That's Rebo taken down.
That's the sound of a bird with a gun.
Bird with a gun.
That's what whisking
Alright,
is.
I'm pretty sure nobody wants to mess with a bird with a gun, but
We'll allow it, we'll allow it.
yeah. What's big news right here, you know, like, other than guns, what is pretty much lethal? Blades, and who's got the sharper blades right now? It's called Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Already having that blade of the Heptaseas being bought out. Sin really struggling to find his footing in this entirety of the match. Like, oh, you got the Hayabusa, you got the Selena to deal with. After you get past that Boxia, it's honestly tough for him to choose from.
Oh, Vindo jumping in with the Imperial Justice, and R7 coming in with the Black Dragon form. Few gonna use a Cyclone Eye, get out of here. Oh, from the back, Whiz King gets skewered by Carl TZ. The other TZ brother takes down Psycho, and right now, the stickers come up. The fallen brothers of RRQ Hoshi. They have no choice but to accept this conversion from Bren Esports as they push.
This off-lane Baksha is just making waves. But instead of Bren Esports, he's controlling so much of this RRQ aggression.
Yeah, and just look at it from the drafting phase itself. It's like, okay, you can have the use on all you want, but remember this, I'm going to be activating what we can, and now we do have a little bit of a look at the itemization as the turret falls in favor of the side of Bren Esports, now pressing onwards Sin as he is being forced a little bit backwards.
Rebo is almost with in this battle. Sin is just getting the Legion swords and probably a Blade of Despair in just a bit. But Carl does have the item advantage with the Heptaseas.
Yep, and he's sitting at 5-0-3. This is the best we've seen Carl TZ today. This Lancelot is cleaner than the Claude he brought out. Now here is a in-game pause, real quick, a breather for everyone watching, and as well the players and us here at the caster's desk. All right, I think Gideon has been paying attention. Man, how's the fight feeling so far?
Okay, I need to ask about this Lancelot here because we've seen it on multiple different teams. We've seen it work and we've seen it not work. What's the difference between them and specifically Call TZ for pulling it off? Because we've seen them actually knock down Alter Ego with this exact same pick. And to me, the mechanics seem solid for both sides, but I feel like it's not just Call TZ who's making this work here. There is an outside factor.
It's definitely going to be the Boxer. You just look at him, he's all over the map. He's always protecting his teammates everywhere he goes. And it's so easy for them to just move in and out, having so much mobility. I think he definitely plays a big factor in this match.
The thing is, the difference between Carl, TZ, Lancelot, and other Lancelot is the confidence. It's his confidence level to just go in and out of the fight. Carl TZ is one of those players that really just want to push for kills.
Okay.
If there is ever one hero that enables him to do that, it's going to be the Lancelot. With the Puncture, Thorn Rose, Phantom Execution, there are a lot of dashes to bail him in and to bail him out if he ever needs help. Or he can just go for the Savage like he did to 10 Second Frost Gaming.
We're talking about the optimal form of Carl TZ here, right?
Right.
And I think there are layers to this question. We'll get to it later, because right now we're back into the battle. This is going to be 8 minutes, 20 seconds in, and yeah, look at this. Flap TZ can just walk into the side of the jungle for RRQ Hoshi towards the orange here, pushing them out. Vin uses the Imperial Justice as a defense mechanism. Wave the Dragon onto this Baksha. Flap TZ, not even blinking, not even sweating at all. He's like, yeah, that's fine, it happened. I'm out.
Look at Psycho even catching that arrow so that like, Vin doesn't go down.
I'm like, yeah, let me block it. Now a push up top, and even in mid, there's a huge wave crashing in. Oh, wow, 6-0. Contra 6-0.
Yeah, and just look at them. They invest so many effort onto Baptizi, and all of that is actually going to waste. How are you supposed to actually burst down the Baxian? There's no apparent answer to that. Sin, you don't even want to get to that sort of question even. So it's really tough to ignore the Baxia and go for the rest with him just really pummeling them from getting anywhere backwards or forward. Now, it's simply Psycho there, wait on the Dragon, and This might just be a big fight for Bren Esports.
Ooh.
Pulling it off.
Yo. The mere presence of Flapteasy scares the rest of Arkyhoshi, and this is prime rotations. Butters, do you agree with me? This is all leading up towards his first Lord take.
Yes, it could be, but I think for them, they just want to go for the kills. They want to take the turrets right now so that Arkyhoshi will be forced back to stay in their base. Now, if you would look at the items here for Arkyhoshi, Psycho and Vin picked up an antique Kiras, so that only means that they're having a hard time dealing with the damage of Karltizi, and they even have Flapteasy on their throat as well.
Doesn't help. Right now, Psycho goes in. Less than half health. RQs, R7 coming in. Sin gets blasted by Karltizi. It's looking grim. Oh, they trade out. They finally get rid of this menace that is Flapteasy. It's a trade 1-for-1 so far. And in goes the circling eagle. Gets knocked up. Lusty. Wizking trying to look for a nice angle. Karltizi still to fall. He's got like few. Takes out R7. It's down to 2. Imperial Justice catches none. Oh, from the back line. Finn gets blasted by Karltizi. Oh, and Rebo! Rebo misses by one shuriken. It's gonna be 3-4-1 while Winsking says, let me just clear this wave and get the hell out.
Doesn't even matter if you catch that Baxia. Like, you just saw Sin just exploded right there. He tries to get a cap, but he'll get Wizking right now. This is not the fight you should even take or even ponder upon. And Bren Esports, well, they're laughing their way to the bank.
Oh!
I mean, I love the Hellcurt pick just because of the utility it brings.
Yeah.
But Bren Esports, every time Sin goes in, that rhymes by the way.
6 out of 10.
Okay, getting there. Now, Sin going in, he is gonna try and pick up someone, but every Bren Esports member just turns to him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Again, as nice as the kit is, again, you see the intent. But where's the execution? And right now, it's not on the side of Arkyhoshi. Bren Esports is ahead by about 9,000 gold here.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the charts. I'm definitely thinking that Bren Esports now overpowering in terms of damage. There's no way that, call in all the defense all you want. It's just that there's just a no-go zone for Sin, and you don't even want to invest Wizking all the way up into the front line, right?
No-go zone. Anywhere that is circling is a no-go zone, all right? You got cops like Flapteasy saying, sir, this is area's cordoned off. If you come in here, it's not going to be good for you. Now there's the Dark Knight falls from the back. Sin once more, the first casualty, and Lord still stands. That's going to be the Poissons here, popped by Flapteasy from the back. Finn gets destroyed by the Ogi shadow kill, and Rebo ain't done. The Doctor takes out Psycho as well, and R7 right in the middle of 4 members of Bren Esports. Make that 5. That's all of them, ladies and gentlemen. They're gonna go for the push. It's just Wizking left to defend. Is it enough? The answer is no. Another shadow kill by the good Doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, Bren Esports with the classic recall in front of your base as they take game number 3.
Now, if you think that the TP is annoying, the shouts that came out that really just tried to scare Bren Esports, that those were the things that were happening. It's a mind battle here on the battlefield, and Bren Esports, the recalls was just an answer to that pressure. Like, shout as much as you want, but you will never ever get into our game.
Honestly, I have to admit, this has been an absolutely phenomenal game to watch here from both of these teams, and even with the shouts here, and especially after yesterday's game, I think, it's a little bit of a primer. Like, Alter Ego was a primer for Bren, so that these shouts doesn't even phase them, but we have to kind of talk about the big issue here. We've seen Baxia really put a full stop to a lot of compositions, almost similar to the Diggy here. Hellcurt could not do anything about him when he is on top of him. Hayabusa even making it even easier when the team can't regenerate.
Exactly. This is making it essentially a 4 versus 5 every single time. And on top of that, they're making RQ, the King of Kings, look like just a mere peasant in that sense. And after all, they are mortal.
Strong words. Strong words, sir. Now,
the imagery.
The imagery. But yeah, I agree. I cannot.
Speaking of casters, I think a lot of things will be clipped.
Yeah.
Contra says something very interesting, and our table has also talked about a bird with a gun. It's very interesting.
It's very graphic to me, man.
Anyways, my name is Afel, and this is Wolf. We will be your analyst for this game. And the thing is, Wolf, I have to say, from the side of RQ as well as Bren, both of these teams actually took a very risky composition in their draft. Where Bren, technically, they have 4 assassins, and RQ, they take the Helker. Even though Helker is, in the logical sense, he has burst, he has the silence. However, as we see, every time he goes in, he dies. So both of those compositions have very, very strict win conditions.
You know what's a very cool thing about our jobs? Ever since the group stages, when we are going for our analysis, every single game, I'm telling you, the teams go in front of us. And when we were trying to explain what happened, what went wrong, what went right, they just give us the death stare.
Yeah, like what were we saying? Like why they lose, and then the players are just like,
yeah, right. So,
yeah.
And it's worse when the coaches come in. It's like,
yeah,
the team went playing this badly, then the coaches comes in. And then...
Anyways, they just walk by. So right now, let's talk about the draft. Let's start with Hellkit.
Yeah.
Hellkit, why is he so risky?
I think that it is more. I'd say there are risks that are like high risk, high reward kind of decisions. This Hellkit is low reward, high risk only.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, I would agree, because we saw the Cho, we saw the Savannah, both of these heroes, they can catch someone out of position, and then the Hellkit theoretically come in and burst them down. And we look at a lineup from Bren, 4 assassins, although I'm pretty squishy, except for the Baxia. I like the Baxia in the experience lane just because Mundon has been trying to get the tanks in the experience lane, giving more options for more compositions. And the thing is, for Bren, we talked about Hellkit. Right now, let's talk about Bren's lineup. 4 assassins, if they lost the laning phase, I think that it will be a very bad game for them.
That's what's very interesting, because I think this is volatile for both teams. I think that it is so... The draft is just so funky that both teams cannot lose their early stages of the game. The Hellkit as well as the Lancelot, they have the same win conditions. It's just that the Lancelot can achieve that much better and much easier compared to the Hellkit. After all the nerfs onto Hellkit, it is just not gonna work. Many times in this particular match, Bren Esports were able to just bait out Sin, and when he jumps in, everybody just goes towards that part, and even hiding in the bushes. That happens so many times. And RQ Hoshi, I knew from the get-go that when they lose their early stages, they cannot recover anymore.
Right now, the stat that I would like everyone to look at is actually the damage. RQ Hoshi did more damage than Bren Esports, but let me make you understand why that is. The only person from Bren Esports that can take damage is the Baxia. We can see Flap Easy always going to the front, making sure that he takes all the brunt of the damage coming from the 1-1, from the Yuzong, from the Sylvana even. And once everyone has basically used their skills, that is when the assassin goes in. When Flap Easy gives the information, there's no this, there's no that, all the line is clear. Come on, even Gideon did it. But anyways, the line is clear, you can come in and then you can do whatever you want. And as we can see, Selena goes in, Lancelot goes in, Matilda goes in, Hayabusa goes in. It is a very risky draft, but this is one of those situations, high risk, high reward. You win your lane, you win the mid game, you will snowball so hard they will have no idea what to do.
You know what, this is not only a risk that Bren Esports took just because of their lineup, but you also have to take note of the entire draft, including the bans. The Bren Esports, they banned out Ling and Roger in the second phase, and in the first phase it was the Yi Sin Shin. Then they took the Lancelot. Now, if you're looking just at the pool of heroes that can be played, they really took everything out, and I love the fact that they picked up Hayabusa.
Yep, and right now this is the MVP, Carl Teasy with the Lancelot. Come on, when this guy has the Lancelot, I don't think anyone would deny that he deserves the MVP position. 908 itemization, full on damage, and again, I like the point that you pointed out. ban those certain carries, making it very, very difficult for RRQ to really answer until they were forced on the Hellcurt pick.
There will come a time where in this best of 5, and maybe come game number 4, RQ Hoshi will just straight up pick up a carry in the early stage, the first phase. Because you know what, Lancelot is one of the heroes that Bren Esports really have mastered. And for the side of RQ Hoshi, they were all of the choices that were taken out from them. I really love the fact that they picked up the Hayabusa in that 4th slot, because they kind of forced 1-1 to be picked by the side of RQ Hoshi, and that really put them in a bad spot wherein, oh my goodness, we need to draft a Retribution carrier.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like James, after seeing that game, he has a lot to think about. The 1-1, even though Whisking is very good on the 1-1, but we look at the itemization, he only had the Corrosion Scythe as well as the Demon Hunter Sword. On the way is the Golden Staff, but there was not enough time. All of those assassins, they play very, very fast. A lot of dashes, a lot of bursts, and the moment he wants to go in, he wants to get those weakness stacks, but when he dies first, those weakness stacks mean nothing, and then he still cannot use the crossbow of 10.
You know, there's a lore for Bren Esports back in MPL Season 4 Season 5. I think that I also shared it during the panel. The download game, is it actually happening right now? Because that is, I mean, it is what happened during the first 2 series that they won here in the lower bracket, and it is kind of happening now. Are they gonna take game number 4? That's the question. I had also a chance to talk to the 6th and 7th members of Bren Esports, and they kind of told me that the entirety of Bren Esports squad just didn't really had their coffee.
Got
Probably
it.
why they lost game number 1.
I mean, it makes sense.
They kind of slept around 3 a.m., which is not that healthy, and they're quite sleepy.
They're doing the Toda.
They're doing the Toda thing where is that about just giving out excuses and reasons?
No. It's like, oh yeah, we didn't have enough sleep. But anyways, this, like, if what you're saying is true, then I think not just the Philippine fans, not just the Indonesian fans, but Burmese rule as well, they are watching this game. And if what you're saying is true, that Bren, with more games, they get better. It's gonna be very, very scary in the best of 7. But either way, that was our 3rd game. We're going straight to the 4th game with our casters. So casters, please take it away.
And away we shall go. Thank you so much, LaFell and Wolf. Once more, you guys are watching the best of 5 between Bren Esports and RRQ Hoshi. So much laying on the line. Before we move on, we would first like to thank Tumi, our partner in esports, for M2, as the journey to become the champion of M2 has been perfected with the latest Tumi luggage and backpack. You can bring your gear anywhere with you safely without worry. Be sure to check out Tumi.com to perfect your own journey and enjoy the M2 competition.
Now, I know a lot of fans out there are worried about the players, especially in a time like this. Trying times indeed, but don't worry. To keep our players safe and protected, the event venue has been coated with SD Pro, an antimicrobial self-disinfecting coating that eliminates bacteria and viruses 24/7 for 180 days. To find out more about this, check out the SDST.com if you want to know more about the SUTL Envirotech and what they offer.
And in case you don't know, you can catch us live streaming this event. It's a mega event. This is Mobile Legends BangBang M2 World Championship 2020, held in Singapore for free on MeWatch. It ran from the 18th up until today. So if you want to go switch over to MeWatch, go ahead. It's a total of 12 teams, 9 countries competing for a grand total of $300,000 US. And Bren Esports is threatening the sweep. Butters, what are the chances?
If the download game is true, then I'd say that this is 60-40 going to the side of Bren Esports.
They got momentum.
That's the only thing that's working for them. I think these 2 teams are equal in terms of the mechanics, in terms of the strategies that they put in. What gives Bren Esports that certain edge is certainly the momentum and the fact that the pressure is on the side of RRQ now.
Yeah, and definitely talking about this sort of points, right? Like, you can't exactly blame the side of RRQ Hoshi for doing a little bit poorly in that previous match itself. Like, they went down towards the rabbit hole and it's like, okay, a lot of all these assassins that were great is already being snatched away by the likes of Bren Esports, right? They went towards the Hellcurt where you can actually choose to really fully commit and die with that cause or get away with nothing, and most of the cases they really got none. But moving in towards the track, right? Now, Bren Esports needing only one more game to advance to the grand finals. They are shown that they are not only good at those assassin junglers, they are also very great when they pull in the marksman like the Claw.
No, I think I totally agree with that statement here, but oh my goodness, it's really a brawl. Every single time these players battle, it just gets more hot and heated every single time.
The sun is still up, but it's feeling like a battle night. Log in on the 30th of January to get yourself a free permanent skin, but also you will be happy to know that we are announcing the launch of the new anniversary season of Magic Chess, Blazing Hammer. The new adventure will officially begin on the 30th of January. Once more, there's a new upgrading system called Blessing, new little commander, a map, and of course, all new synergies will be revamped, and there will be free trials for advanced skins waiting for you. Once more, this is Battle Night. Log in on the 30th of January. Less than a minute left in this draft. Again, game number 4 could be the fall of an empire, a kingdom. The King of Kings may be forced to bow here. Gideon, I'm wondering, man, what changes do RRQ have to make?
I think they have to get back into their comfort picks here. I think they really need to start thinking about putting Sin on towards a marksman where you've seen him perform well in game 1 itself, and I don't think he's going to get that Claude again. However, they're going to have to start opening the field. Somebody on the side of RRQ is going to have to bite the bullet for the greater good.
All right, I thought somebody was going to have to stop him, but Butters, your thoughts, you seem so deep in thought right now. You're contemplating. What's going on?
He's in the Matrix.
This is so hard.
Zeros and ones.
This is so hard for the side of RRQ.
You feel it.
They brought in Sin and Wiz King for the stability of the lineup, the player lineup. They just wanted to be aggressive into the early game, but right now it.
Between the red pill and the blue pill right now, like, do you go with what everybody has been doing exactly the same, going for something very standard and somehow works, or you go out of the way in towards the road not taken, and Bren Esports shows that they can do both and still really get closer and closer towards the grand finals. Now, back into towards the draft, right? It seems like there's a lot of assassins being taken out from the early phase.
Yep, given how many assassins showed up in game number 3, they're like, hold up, let's pull the brakes on this, because when things get crazy, it has been proven that Bren Esports is the one who has the upper hand right now. Benedetta, the last ban for Bren Esports, alongside Natalia and Yu Sun Shin. RQ Hoshi, they take out the Brody, as you always should, as well as Fuse Selena. Gideon, what are we looking to here? What's the last ban for RQ Hoshi so that Bren has a tough time getting their first pick?
This is a really tough one here because they have to make a decision on whether they need to get rid of Yuzong or they want to keep it up for later, and the same goes for Esmeralda here. But if Esmeralda goes through, I think there is a potential likelihood that RRQ could be able to pick up Claude, and they performed really well on Claude, but Bren, they've been absolutely trying to shut down Sin and put him onto, and force him actually onto the assassin.
And another important point to note is that you really want Whiskin to be pretty much in your face, and that's definitely not working out from the past game at all. Like, the impact was very close to none, and now they're taking out the Yuzong just to try to negate a little bit of both what they did back in the first game.
Probably an Esmeralda, Bren Esports.
I mean, they're sniffing something. They're like, Esmeralda, this can't be it. This is a little too good to be true.
Low-hanging fruit. It's so easy, and yeah, avoid it. They skirt it. They go ahead and pick up the Claude. And again, I think this is smart. One is you don't fall for the easy trap. Like Esmeralda, I think RQ Hoshi was expecting it. And yes, Sin is so good on marksman type heroes. This is 2 birds with 1 stone. Give it to Carl.
Yeah, but this just means that RRQ, again, Sin might have to bite the bullet one more time for his team, locking in the Matilda as well as the Esmeralda. At least RRQ, we've seen them perform on this against the Burmese Ghouls. And again, whoever got Esmeralda, it was kind of like a 50-50. It's like, oh, you can see where it looks super overpowered, but at the end of the day, didn't exactly get to that point where they could start carrying.
Yeah, and speaking of which, you know, in Sports Phase 1, I'm expecting to see a Boxia because the honestly have no answer to it even up till now. Like, yeah, you can definitely go in with this Falling Star Moon, just if he's going to be moving all the way in towards your frontliners. Yeah, that's definitely going to be opening a lot of opportunities, especially with also the Cho being picked up by Bren Esports.
My, oh my, this is the trusty, lusty Cho. Ever since unlocking his potential yesterday, I've perished all doubts. Like, I used to think like, oh, it's so bad, it's so hard to use, but now I think Lusty got his mojo back.
Yeah, and clearly seeing that they have an Esmeralda on the side of RQ Hoshi, there are people who are gonna go for the split. So with that in mind, Bren Esports just go straight for the Cho, and a lot of thoughts that might have come out from Ducky there, but this is a good hero for Lusty, given that the requirements and setup is right.
Yeah, and I think, Eudora here coming out for the side of RRQ Hoshi, and I think they want to just kind of compensate for the fact that she lacks that mobility with the help of Matilda to kind of follow up on, oh, you get a little bit of harassed and all of a sudden, 1-2, zip and stun, and you're gone.
I hate to jump the gun here, but the last time we saw this many mages in a single lineup was when there was no tank, right? There was no tank. I'm wondering if RRQ Hoshi is so bold to do that.
I was just about to pointed out, like, I told you so much about the boxer, and he's just having a big grin, like, you're giving him what he wants, and he definitely could soak it, unless if they have a pick here to really say, oh, I am going to be someone you can't ignore, and my mages can actually do the things that they want to. Keeping the box hill occupied, and this is where more and more of all these bats are coming right through with the 1-1 first. So are they gonna go in for another assassin for the side of RQ?
Yeah, Roger is a good ban. I was thinking that maybe RQ Hoshi is planning to go for the Roger just because this is a dive heavy composition with the Esmeralda and the Matilda.
And it's a Sin choke out too. Sin has no options. Very few.
I'm thinking maybe there are more that you could go for, but it won't be as good in the current meta, the tournament meta that we have right now. RQ Hoshi, I think Sin is going to be forced to play a lane, probably?
Potentially.
But Bren still has a ban.
I would agree that, Bren could shut down this thing almost straight away and force RT into something that takes even longer and doesn't exactly spike as nicely with the mages, and that's just be putting him on something like a Hayabusa here. But they don't ban out the lane to get rid of the Khalid instead.
I really like that most of these games they are actually removing the Khalid. They understand that it is really absolutely tough to take down the Khalid. Not to say that he's ultra tanky, but his sustainability is just as bad as you compare facing off against that Esmeralda.
I mean, there's a lot of speculation that could be one way. That could be one way here. But RRQ, considering that the style that they played so far, they could look to set up Harley. They could look to set up Harley. And it's not like we haven't seen this huge mage composition before. We saw it in the group stages against EVOS SG, and were able to kind of defend against it. But instead, they're going to go with the Beleric here, and hoping that might just be enough to stop Claude in his tracks.
Okay, so there's a tank. We were looking for one. No Le Bon, but we'll see how this ends up on RQ Hoshi's lineup this time.
Wait,
Butters! Light bulb moment.
We've seen this. This could be a Bruno setup for RQ Hoshi.
Oh! Another version of it.
No, it's almost the carbon copy, the exact same thing. They've got the components there as well, but Bren, they locked in the Farsa as well as the Sylvana, which was, I was thinking of something, but I think Butters might be onto something here.
Yeah. Could it be a Bruno? That's the only thing that RQ played in terms of the marksman jungle that works.
Give it to Sin. It's the only one left too, if that is what they're trying to go for, if not the Harley.
There's a few concerns that I have here, especially with Sin and Whiskey on board. You can honestly see that the tempo that they are playing at is not exactly the same like how Lemon as well as Albert has been performing throughout the entirety of the runs of the upper bracket. And instead, our answers will be delivered by the carrier instead of the Bruno that has been speculated. But, Bren Esports still having something that we've been seeing for the past few games, which is honestly looking really good.
Alright, my question is, while it's hot, while it's here, is this a better choice than the Bruno? No? Because if you go for marksman, you better go for the one that works. I go for the one that is right for the situation, and the carry seems so vulnerable.
I would agree in most cases, and Bruno, yes, I would argue that Bruno is even more susceptible and more volatile in comparison to the carry, because his win conditions are super early and super late. There is no middle ground to that without a snowball going.
For the carry, there's some leeway to actually just go down once or twice. And you can, if you have a good early game, you might be popping off by the time that you reach mid-game. And that's how the carry works.
Alright, well, given this unorthodox draft by RQ Hoshi, everything lays on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 4. Bren Esports looking for the elimination onto the King of Kings, RQ Hoshi. Gentlemen, let's get it.
The King of Kings here is definitely putting a lot of high stakes on this carry in hopes to get really ahead. That Baxia may not be a problem in the late game phase where he can just kite them out itself. So I'm definitely getting where exactly they're going for instead of the Bruno that you did mention might not be the best choices.
And again, your pick, your mention of oh wait, hold on, this may be a little bit of engagement. Cartesi going up forward really aggressively. The Cosmic Blast already landing, third hit of G couldn't go, and all of a sudden, Psycho, who isn't level 2, who really needed to be level 2 there to save their Eudora, R7 trying to salvage the situation, but back to mid.
Lusty and the crew, they were fast on their fingers just to punish that risky play from Vin. Vin tried to steal the purple buff, it didn't work.
It's not the greatest of plays here, but it doesn't mean RQ is out just yet. The first bloods usually don't mean too much as long as you don't get to translate into anything. Bren, no buffs, no steals, no wave clear, no wave clears, no invade.
As well, so technically it's still just slightly ahead.
And it all depends on who we see gets his first item. There's his first item power spike that we're talking about when it comes to a carry or a Claude.
And speaking of which, we're already seeing a lot of invades coming from RQ, while Lusty is trying to play that in-your-face chill. Definitely not the push that he wants to move.
Grabe naman yan. Patugtog daw kayo mga minita mo.
And for Whiskey.
Kaya nga eh, ano ba yan? Kainis naman yan. Sino?
Catch! He misses the Wrath Dryad, so that would have been a really nice catch if that would... If he was able to land that, but at least they buy a little bit of pressure to get this turtle, but can Bren capitalize on this here? You can see a lot of their members rotating fast, and not to mention Baxia is coming in hot!
Tapos sa dapeg tugtog-tug. Diyos ko, ano ba yan? Naka-copyright iti tao.
And this is a way to just catch Psycho and the other. They wanted to stop the effectiveness of this backshot, but there's a fight happening right now. Look at this. Psycho gets caught out, and Sin and the others are just forced to go back. They can't do anything. They can't punish.
I'm not sure why exactly this Psycho went back in, because none of these members are actually responding towards this, and very obvious. Obviously, that was a miscommunication.
Yeah, it just seems like there was a little bit of disconnect there for the entire team of
Nyolti maganasan ngagbuya, ano kasta?
Were they sure they were going in? Were they unsure they were going in? They had to make
up way faster in that sort of sense as compared to Sin at the moment. But Baptiste, now that Arkyuhoshi has already won to
Brings Sin to the point where he gets in this battle, grabs him and then ends this battle, and just go from there.
Yeah, it's important, and I think, you know, they have to itemize correctly from the side of RRQ. We see the talisman already been purchased on R7, but this is going to be the fight that we're looking for. Cycle getting hit by Baptiste initially with the shield boxer. As Whiskey, he is on the side dealing with you with no problems, but the rest of RRQ, they're looking for the disengage. 3-man hit from the G2. No, way the dragon as well. It's not going to be enough as they are able to get the damage from Rebos and a feathered airstrike, but now they're going to call it off. They trade 1 for 1. Can they get one more? Whiskey finally goes down. As you can see, Kaltizi, he's very comfortable in his position, and RRQ forced to back away.
Definitely unfavorable for Arkyuhoshi. Not only will they eventually lose out on this turtle, just look at the picks. They've managed to annihilate all these key components. And Finn, once he get caught out, and well, just Bren Esports knowing what exactly to do, and just like how they do best. All the turtles hit priority.
R7 is going to take full brunt of damage from the Blazing Duet. Doesn't look like he was able to stack up his Art of Thievery to maximum before coming in. But, you know, R7 just laughs. Go back into the lane. Let's see what else is there to happen.
But Flap, on the other hand, gets gone out, and that's going to be a lot of ultimate. Getting thrown into him. Flap DD! Will he still escape that? No, he won't. But look at the commit, resources, skills, all the damage that was thrown out. How tanky is that back?
Yeah, literally 4 ultimates came out of them.
Oh, I'm just watching that. If he's just going to be popping that rejuvenation, he can definitely last the phase. And now, here comes another little bit of the tussle here. And mind you, they spent everything just to get one.
Well, at least they didn't get anything in return. Wait a minute, Lusty trying to make a big play here. Unfortunately, doesn't actually hit it. Good preemptive attack coming in from RRQ, but Kaltizi coming in really on hot. Doesn't get too much damage from his Blazing Duet. Not a lot of value. Bren need to start pulling back away, but this is RRQ to look for that re-engage. They're getting a little antsy as they move closer towards that jungle. They just don't know where the rest of the team is yet.
Yeah, and of course, this is going to be very vital for them to just cut in all these spellbands, but Sin gets caught out in the mid side. Bren looking all too hot, is going to forfeit as well. Just look at Kaltizi, he's already 3-0.
He is very happy with that damage he's had there. Even diving, Kaltizi, he's going in hard with the help of Baptiste to enable him under the turret. Dragon onto Whiskey here as they try to secure this up. Rapid the Triad isn't enough. Kaltizi only losing 50% of his HP to take it out. What great play coming in from Bren to ensure this dive is successful.
Now, Arkyuhoshi, they still have a chance to get back at this. They need to find the opening. They need to find a breather. But Pearl is just going wild. This is the confidence that we're talking about, Gideon and Contra.
Speaking of confidence, you know, they might just be the Indonesian Slayers here because they've already taken down Alter Ego and now they are finding every single way to punish Arkyuhoshi.
A true test of might, but not only that, Bren, it feels like they have a lot of momentum riding behind them with a lot of their moves. It's very concise, it's very clean compared to their first 2 games where you can definitely see that there were a couple of misplays here and there, but overall, Bren just making the right decisions each and every time.
You both roll backwards just using the Imperial Resistance. He knows that he has a low cooldown time just because of the pull yourself together. He's not gonna try and conserve that as much as possible. He knows that if he catches one here, he is able to get a kill as well.
Speaking of getting a kill here, it's gonna be a bit there in this basic duet on towards RRQ, but they're putting them back as they manage to get the catch towards Kaltizi as well as Lusty. Kaltizi eventually will fall, but look how much it's taking out of them. to get this pick. Few walks away alive, but there's still Ribble at the back. Better edge right, gets one, and the Eudora goes down again.
Great return kills coming in from Bren's side. They lose 3 out of great execution from RQ. A great mechanical play, especially using the Circle of Eagle to make sure that calls easy. Blazing Duet, I'm just going to circle around him until it's done.
This is one of the things that I'm telling you about RQ, Hoshi. They can find these little openings and they can punish Bren Esports. Now, Bren Esports, they might have the lead now, but they should be careful into picking their plays. There are times where you can get to, let's say you can be overconfident, just go at them and just lose currencies in the process. Item check is up right now. That is going to be Demon Hunter Sword, the Golden Staff, Rebo with the Clock of Destiny, Winter Truncheon, Lightning Truncheon rather. Few is with the Necklace of Duran. Onto the other side here, first helmet on Wiz King. Bruce Force breastplate on R7.
Oh, there goes the fight.
They're already going to begin against Circle Eagle starting off, but R7 is going to get absolutely destroyed by this blazing Duet coming in for a fully stacked Cortese here. Unfortunately, he goes backwards with Batman Image, who can't get into the fight, but they do find another one. They're looking for the pincer from Cortese coming in. Turn twice, Poisson as well! They've cut them out, Bren looking to cut them off with Whiskey, trying to slow down the damage. Now Sin needs to turn this around. He's got the items finally, but unfortunately, it ain't going to be enough. His range is just a little too short.
Oh my goodness. Well played from Bren. Like, they saw opportunity and they took it right there, especially with RQ all stuck in that choke point. At first, they picked up R7 and Whisking was all the way out of that fight already, and he joins way too late.
Sin is trying his best to just control this game. You know what? He wants to get the farm, he really just wants to carry, but the thing is, Bren Esports is has just a lot of control. The backlash is controlling them way too much, and the
gets hit by way of the dragon. Sin makes the fall. No, that's the worst person that wanted to die by the side of RQ, and now R7 is on the run. They've already taken out Eudora as well. The cop is falling apart as Bren allowing them to say, hey, make a mistake, face check me, I won't let you get away.
This is definitely very punishing because this might just cost them this final run right on the lower brackets. They're already pummeling down the base. The timer's already up. Psycho is going to be coming out of the base. But Bren, they can easily go on for this Lord.
Bren now clearing the sideways first. They're trying to punish, trying to take away the economy again of everything else. But can Bren close out this game here?
The Lord is now their target, and that's what they aim for. They get the extra help from the Lord. They know that they need to be safe at threading this game and they play that they're gonna do. There are still outer turrets onto the top lane, Gideon Contra, and as you can see, Bren Esports knows that this is only the level 1 Lord, not the Luminous Lord.
Level 1 Lord or not, I mean, Bren wants to take this advantage and just really press down on the advantage even harder. And if this doesn't go well, at least at the worst, RRQ go even with Bren and it starts all over once more. But if Bren get ahead, they end the game and they take this series and they go to the grand finals.
And now it's really relying on Sin so much that a lot of all these Athena shields have already been purchased. There's going to be more magic resistance coming towards this late phase. Yep, they're going to be clearing off the Lord over the mid side, but Bren going for the dive!
It's going really hard. They already get in the process. R7 and now pulling on back. He wants to go back into the base to get some help, but Sin, he's locked down in Imperial Justice, but can they pull him up? Finally, Whiskey is in position to do so. They lose 2 inhibitor turrets at the same time here, but Bren, they're going for the end. This is it! Bren trying to pull on forward. RQ clearing the waves as much as they can, but they're throwing their bodies as soon as they do. Lusty, he's done it! He's brought more glory! Welcome to the Grand Finals, Bren Esports!
This is the first time that Indonesia is out of the Grand Finals. Bren Esports, Burmese Ghouls, get yourselves ready for that best of 7.
If that's not a statement for one.
What a new age the Indonesians have to step down. Contra, you were saying, you were asking a question?
This is history in the making. We are definitely seeing this trophy going onto a new nation. And wow.
Berm, at least.
At least. You can't see this right now, but Ducky's off-screen jumping up and down. He is so proud of his boys, and I can only understand and relate and sympathize with the feeling here because, oh my goodness, we've been talking about, you know, Indonesia being the teams, the region to be. They've been such a powerhouse, but look at that score. 3-1 in favor of Bren, taking the series, going to the grand finals, and I think this is the time we could say that the gap has finally closed.
A hero's journey Bren Esports has been on ever since dropping from the upper bracket, fighting their way through the lower bracket, fighting tooth and nail against the likes of Alter Ego, Todak, and now RRQ, Hoshi. Again, let this sink in. There are no more Indonesians in M2.
It's so hard for me to swallow, which is why, like, I was trying to get my words out there. It's like, wow, the Indonesian fans obviously being very upset because both of them lost to this very on-form Bren Esports side, and they still could not break through about what exactly is the answer to take down Bren Esports.
They got their vengeance. They got their revenge for Omega. Omega was beaten by RRQ, then was eliminated by Alter Ego, and they went straight for Bren Esports went for Alter Ego and RRQ, and Bren eliminated them both.
Alright, well, with this in the bag, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to ask for the help of our analysts. Lafell and Wolf are going to be breaking it down. Let's go. Just pack up before games.
Thank you to all of the casters. Yes, there we have it. Going to the grand finals is Bren Esports, and again, like, that is crazy. My name is Lafell. This is Lafell TZ and Wolf TZ. Like, whoa.
My God. I am lost for words, actually, because of the fact that Bren Esports played this cleanly in a way. You know what? A lot of people will look at this match and say, okay, Bren Esports made some mistakes in there, but I want to say this is like a clean look at it. Now, this is also off of some victories that they did in the entire series. I think that Bren Esports also addressed whatever the mistakes they did in game number 1, and they made it so that their game number 4 was outstanding.
Exactly, and the thing is, this is the King of Kings, and right now, the king is dead. Long live the king. The thing is, right now, like, throughout the entire series, the Philippine fans, the Indonesian fans, and as well as I feel, the Myanmar fans as well as watching. So, because a lot of Filipinos have been spamming for a shout out, so I'm just gonna say, shout out to the Philippines. Congratulations. Right now, Myanmar and Philippines are fighting for the #1 spot. They want to be the best region in the world in terms of Mobile Legends, and right now, for the first time, Indonesia is number 3.
Yeah. That is actually kind of a new thing.
Yeah, right.
Mobile Legends, the end of 2020 season, which will be capped by the World Championship, means that Indonesia will not be part there. Now, I want to say, looking at the highlights, this is the most important question. We can actually pause right now, because this is RRQ's this is the cue for RRQ to actually fight. However, they still lost. Now, do take note that in this clash, RRQ Hoshi decided to go for this part of the map, which is very surprising for Bren Esports. They kind of want to take the turtle. Look at the timing. It's 4 minutes in. Bren Esports, they do have immense amount of strength. FlapTZ as well as a few. They kind of want to fight at this point around the turtle area. So RRQ Hoshi, whatever they did was actually very smart. Actually camping in this particular bush in the middle, and they were able to get the pickup. However, they still will not be taking the most victories, because I think that Carl TZ, he's just so say this. He knows his limits, and he's so
good.
It's just so good. No, he's very mobile. He cannot be caught. Now, slippery, I would say, this is the word.
Yep. Now, while you're explaining as well, I would like to say the draft. Both of these teams are actually playing it very, very smart. Where RPOC, they were trying to bait out the quad and trying to counter it with the Eudora and betting out the 1-1 as well to make sure that they don't have a double marksman setup in the chance that, okay, he comes in with a blazing duet and then Eudora is just going to burst him down. But the thing is, we can see Carl Easy has been playing
here,
so good, and yeah, take it away.
We can pause here because this is also very important when it comes to the timing, well, there's really not much that you can see when it comes to the actual play. But this is also the point where Karlkizzy was able to get 2 items. So he first went for the Raptor Machete, which is natural, and then went in for the Demon Hunter Sword. This allowed him to actually deal the damage. And now the biggest problem that I have with RQ Hoshi, this is why I'm highlighting this actually, because I think that this is smart. Looking at the mini-map, members of RQ Hoshi, 4 of them are there, but where is the Beleric? This is your answer to the plot. This was drafted by RQ Hoshi quite late in the draft just to kind of deal with the physical damage output. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense, right? Because it can build up the blade armor, exactly. It can return the damage.
Yeah. And in this best of 5 series as well, as we know, when we're playing a best of 5, it's going to be a very long series. And the mental fortitude, that is what you need in order to survive. But the thing is, just like we pointed out with the Beleric, I think we can point out on other players from the side of RQ as well, where they made mistakes, where they made the initiation where they don't have to initiate, where their positioning is a little bit off, where throughout this game, I still remember that there are points where Zin got caught out, when Psycho went a little bit too deep, and Whisking was missing.
That is actually what exactly happened. R7 will not be able to help his teammate. Look at this, the last circular draw. This is the time where the Demon Hunter Sword was picked up, and by this point, 6 minutes into the game, Karlkizzy 3-0-3 with the Demon Hunter Sword. No one can tank through that, because if you're looking at both R7, Whisking, and Psycho, they cannot outlast the damage out from Bren Esports anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is, right now, Bren Esports, they are on fire. They are playing very well. And the thing is, not just mechanically, but also in terms of their map, the way that they move around the map. I really like how Flap's easy with this Boxia pick. Not only... And I would like to pause over here as well, and Wolf, you can do this, but basically what I don't like in this sort of situation, Bren Esports probably made the Filipinos worry, because that was a mistake that they really did not have to do, because they know that most of the RQ members are around there. They should not have gone in. It was a little bit of a out of position situation where they're like, I can probably take this, I can 2v4. But in that situation, look at the Farsa, look at the Boxia. They should have waited for the Boxia to come in. Farsa and Boxia, both these heroes, they put on the side and they're very fast. They are very mobile. Farsa with the wings by wings. They could have came in, all they had to do was wait. So the question is, why didn't they wait? And sure, this series is over, but they are going up against Burning Schools. They cannot make this kind of mistake.
No, I kind of agree with you, because this is the point where Bren Esports should be just dominating the map. They cannot afford a late game situation where RQ Hoshi can thrive with this carry. But you know what? The recovery was good from Bren Esports. They eventually just look toward this game and just make all of those better decisions, like Karlkizzy healing through the backlines, then getting back into the middle, and now they are going to chase. And this is so important for Bren Esports. They will be able to get a triple kill for Karlkizzy, because RQ Hoshi, they were already good. I mean, Whisking again, man, is late to the party. Unfortunately, he is needed. He's a requirement in this game.
Yep, and in that situation, you guys just saw Psycho went in. I understand that he wanted to open the map. He wanted to see where everyone is. But the thing is, it was not safe for him to do so, because he went in with the second skill and there's no way for him to get out. If only it was a box save, if it was an Esmeralda, it would have been fine.
And look at this. The full HP on Whisking, you don't want that to happen with Beleric. He should be the one tanking up. And man, RQ Hoshi, they're playing like they don't know how to play this Beleric, and that's so unfortunate, because you know what? The games that RQ Hoshi won with the Whisking, with the Beleric,
Lemon, exactly. And yeah, that is the game where we can definitely see a lot of outplays from the side of Bren. As well has made some mistakes, and as we say, Bren gets better with more games in the best of 7. I can't predict who will win.
It's gonna be difficult, honestly, but then again, I was able to talk to some of the members of Bren Esports, and they are quite confident. The way that Burning Schools won 2-0 against the Filipino squads, they kind of learned what they needed to do, and in a way, RQ Hoshi revealed some of the playstyles, some of the approaches, and the ideas, the approach of Burning Schools in the meta game, and they kind of told me that they will just straight up ban at the DK, which
Yeah, and right now we'll be looking at the itemization of both of these teams to see what items they built on their basic heroes. And over here we can definitely see, I want to look at Matilda first. No wonder she went in hard. She had all this, I would say, defensive items. But the thing is, it's not enough. Look at Claude. He has the Demon Hunter Sword. He has Impact. He has the Golden Staff as well as the Sea Halberd. So any kind of, I would say, sustainability from the Esmeralda or the Belleric is really not going to help.
Do take note that the Durance was picked up by Few as well on the Sylvana, because he knows that he doesn't need to tank up so much. There's really not much damage coming out from R.
And there's the tank Cho, there's the tank Baxia, like you don't need all that tankiness.
And I like the shield picked up by the members of Bren Esports, allowing them to tank for the magic damage in the start. Matilda, unfortunately, with the dominant size, he cannot. Well, in a way, he will be able to tank up the Claude, but that's only when they are ahead. Unfortunately,
chill for us. We're just trying to see what they have of their sleeves. So yeah. Okay,
alright. So it was just a testing game for you guys, see what they had, and obviously it worked out. You guys won the round 3-1. Now, we're moving forward into that grand finals later on tonight against Burmese Goals, and they have been a superpower so far. And, well, it's going to be a tough match. You guys lost to them in that upper bracket. It's revenge time. You know, the last time they 0-2 you guys, but now, what kind of strategy do you have moving forward to deal with them?
Our strategy would be a secret, so what I can promise is still we'll beat them.
Okay, only promise to the fans you'll beat them. Well, okay, next up, I want to ask you something a little bit personal. What would winning M2 mean to you personally, Kaltizi?
Sobrang saya kasi bata pa lang. Simula pagpasok ko dito sa Pro, gusto ko na maging mid laner ng mundo.
So I'm really happy that I'm on the stage right now, and this would mean that if we win M2, I would be the best in the world.
Best in the world, indeed. That is going to be a common thread with all these champions that have fought on this stage. And now, I think we're going to do that whole cheer with Bren, the Bren Esports cheer. You guys taught me that. Bren, Lala Malakas, on the count of 3, we're going to shout that to the camera. And then, of course, we're going to send you down to get ready for that grand final. All right, on the count of 3, 2, 1. Bren, Lala Malakas! All right, guys. Thank you so much, Kaltizi. Thank you, Coach. We are going to wrap it up in just a few moments because we have to make some preparations for that upcoming grand final, and of course I'll be rejoined by Mr. Joaquin Gomez. What's up, my friend?
Coming up here as we speak, I cannot wait for 6 p.m. Lysander. Can you imagine this? The entire nation of the Philippines, the entire nation of Myanmar coming together to cheer for their favorite team. Now, in case you want to know what the timings are in your respective countries, we're going to be flashing it up in the screen in just a while.
Alright. You guys see it on screen right now?
There you go, of course, we kick things off 6 p.m. Singapore time, and only because it's a Myanmar-Philippines final. I want to say Chezu Dimbadea to my Burmese fans and also to the Philippines. Salamat. Thank you so much for joining us for M2 World Championships. Lysander.
Alright, we'll see you guys in the grand finals again, 6 p.m. Remember to be there, of course. Be nice to your professional players. They are representing your country. Tell them, send them your support on every single social media possible. And be encouraged, if possible.
For M2 World Championships, proudly brought to you by our friends over at Moonton. Also supported by the Singapore Tourism Board, hashtag Passion Made Possible. Skoga, who has been supporting Singaporean esports talents and careers since the year 2008. We got IMDA, Secret Lab, Tumi, Singtel, MediaCorp, Cafe Cinema, and not forgetting, of course, SUTL and our official gaming provider, gaming gear provider, Razer, who still, by the way, have the Razer Black Shark V2 up for grabs. Simply log on to our Facebook and leave a comment on why you should be the one winning the Razer Black Shark. Lysander, anything else to hype the grand final happening actually as we speak in less than 4 hours?
Less than 4 hours, Burmese Goals versus Bren Esports. It's going to be the battle of a lifetime. Best of 7 coming to you guys at 6 p.m.
We'll see you there.
It's RRQ host.
Natutunan na siguro Bren Esports pagkahaba.
just keep one more far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive for honor and glory, strong as a knife. Nothing can break us down. We'll all wear a crown. We are unstoppable. We're fly like armor and shield. We are unbreakable. We're all invincible. Now we'll take on the world. We can fight for our lives. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knife. Join the fight for our pride. Never run, strap or want to believe that it's right. Zero to hero. Immortal hero. And the days just bring again. Forget our troubles, stand the pain. Troubles are gone, spirits remain. Flying in the wings, victory reigns. We're invincible, let's take on the world. Fight for our lives. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knife. Join the fight for our pride. Never run, strap or want to believe that it's right. Immortal hero. Immortal hero. Immortal hero. Immortal hero.
Sige, pag natalo mo si Gitno, bigyan kita 10K at 3 CP din 3. Halaga po. Wait naman po. Na ikaw. Hindi po naniniwala yung mga kasama ko dito, Sir Doggy, na hindi po ikaw yan. Pero pag natalo ka, hindi po galing sa gitno. Ikaw po ba yan, Sir Doggy? Di yan, siya yan. Tignan mo, tatawag yan. Di sila naniniwala po kasi na hindi ikaw yan.
Hindi ikaw yan.
Tawag ka po, Sir Dugs, para maniwala po ikaw. Para malaman po kung ligit ka po ba, kung ligit ka po ba. Di sila naniniwala. Di sila naniniwala.
Nagtrabaho ka na, mapaniwala ka.
Awang content na tata.
Hindi po sila naniniwala, Sir Dogs, na hindi ikaw yan.
Mamati kami nga sa unang atake.
Ay, akala, ay, madida mamati nga si Kaata. Bigay ka daw ng ano, ng proven na ikaw yan, Sir Dogs. Comment ka man, Sir Dogs. Comment ka nga po, Sir Dogs, na ikaw yan. Hindi sila naniniwala dito sa bahay na hindi ikaw yan.
Nagililo ka, Bet?
Basit lang.
Di ba Ilocano ka po, taga Pangasinan?
Basit lang.
Sige, Sitsona Ignacio name ko. Sitsona si Ignacio. Yan po talaga yung pangalan nyo, Sir Dogs. Addict po talaga ako sa Mobile Legends. Kayo po ba talaga yan? Sir Dogs daw, sabi nila.
Tentaman.
Hindi po talaga sila naniniwala na na ikaw yan. Dito sa bahay. Tawag ka naman po, Sir Dogs. Please po. Ikaw yan. Sige nga po kung ikaw po yan, bigay ko po na proven po na ikaw. Sir Dogs, baka naman po, papromote na lang po ako sa channel. Papromote po yung channel ko. Wait, tatawag na ako. La.
Basta nakanilipit ng pagtanay. Ay, nagtakit na naman. 300,000 subscriber ni site. Na-check na tanay. Tanay awan. 73.
Aming detective sana sa ticket ha. Ibig sabihin no kasta pa nalistoda ka ng uto at masyay.
Hindi nga po, kayo po ba talaga yan? Sige po, tawag na po kayo para maniwala sila na Madi kayo mamati, hindi kayo naniniwala talaga na hindi siya yan. Ay na siya yan.
Di ako si Doggy ko na
Hindi nga siya, tatawag daw siya.
Siguro ka na di ako si Doggy. Di ni ka na di ay. So ngayon mismo na.
Hindi po sila naniniwala na kayo po yan. Proven naman po dyan na kayo po yan. Tawag naman po kayo. Kasano yung suna?
Kit mo lang nga suna mali. Ang nakakatalaga. Ito timali ginagan na ako. Dapat ka bakit ginagan na ako.
Ano na, dalang rodong.
Nay, agdudukot.
Uy, nangagdidikit na.
Agdudukot mo tan. Dumakit ang ginagan na.
Kayo po ba talaga yan? Sige naman po, tawag naman po kayo kung talaga.
Awa? Nanganta na ako si Doggy.
Ay, siya yan. Hindi talaga sila naniniwala na ikaw yan, Sir Dogs. Tawag ka naman po.
Nay, kasagod ang guard ko ang kubis.
Ano nga yung basic kita type pa lang
8 minutes lang. That time.
Sige ba, di ka man? Ka-live siya? Naka-live?
Oo.
Ay, kanin. Yan na ganan. Sir Dogs. signal. Mag-comment ka po sa ano ko sa FB ko kung kayo naman kung kayo po talaga si Sir Dogs. Sir Dog. Sir Doggy. maglarang na tayo guys. Wala ka na, hindi ka naman na tumawag, sabi nila. Tawag ka na, Sir Dogs. Para magkaalaman daw. Ano? Challenge, Sir Dogs. Talagang ikaw daw yan. Ilalive namin. Hindi sila naniniwala dito sa bahay guys na kayo yan. Kasano ka hindi suna? Halimbawa lang isuna.
Kadayugan mo.
Sit sana. Hindi nga, hindi ko alam, FB. Search ko kan, at i-search so na yung nga na eh.
Hindi ako na nakakapag
Set Sona Ignacio. Ano eh? Set Sona Ignacio. Maglaro na tayo guys. Kasi tayo nga ng busy. Kaya ito na lang. Tapos biglang ating mawag oh.
He's found a hero. Your team is banned. The enemy is banning.
Wolf 5.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
Remember to tell my little brother. I'm neither the hungry wolf nor the sacrificial lamb. Shoot, dead before they knew me. I'm neither the hungry wolf nor the sacrificial lamb.
Sige daw. Sama daw tayo sa painan.
I'm neither the hungry wolf nor the sacrificial lamb.
Malay mo dito.
Come a little closer.
First blood, turtle resurrecting soon.
Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time.
Dead before they knew me. An enemy has been slain.
Enemy in there. Shoot. Come a little closer.
Initiate retreat. An ally has been slain.
Hairs rock you down. Death kisses you on the forehead.
Tatlo ata yung madalo dito.
Enemy in there. And you
have been slain. The enemy has slain the turtle.
You won't even know I've missed.
Pick ka daw, Cell Dogs. Kung ikaw yan talaga, ano, mga viewers,
I'm neither the hungry wolf nor the sacrificial lamb.
Lag kasi tayo, guys. Yun ang papatalo sa atin.
You won't even know I've missed. Crosshairs rock you down. Death kisses you on the forehead. Remember to tell my little brother.
Our turret has been destroyed.
One shot. You won't even know I've missed.
Our turret has been destroyed.
Shoot. Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time. You don't even know I've missed. One shot. One kill.
You have slain an enemy. Turtle resurrecting soon. You have been slain.
The hungry wolf.
Our turret is under attack. An enemy has been slain.
Enemy in range. And you are too.
Umaya yung grand finals ng ano.
One shot. One kill.
You have slain an enemy.
Shoot. Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time.
You have slain an enemy. You destroy the turret. The enemy has slain the turtle.
Enemy one shot. One kill. Crosshairs lock you down. Death kisses you on the forehead. Enemy in range. And you are
Grabe
too.
naman kasing lag, guys.
Initiate retreat. Killing spree. Our turret has been destroyed. Our turret is under attack. An ally has
Remember to
been
tell my
slain.
little brother. Enemy in range. Two.
An ally has been slain.
Ano yun, guys?
Our turret is under attack.
Come a little closer.
Our turret is under attack. Enemy rampage. Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Our turret is under attack. Has been slain. Our turret has been destroyed. Our turret is under attack. Turtle resurrecting soon. Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time.
An enemy has been slain.
Dead before they knew me.
An ally has been slain. The enemy has slain the turtle.
Hirap. Nagpatay dun, guys.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Shoot. Initiate retreat. Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Initiate retreat.
Kasi ito nga yung assassin lang, guys.
Crosshairs lock you down. Death kisses you on the forehead.
An enemy has been slain. Request backup.
Ay, puro, ang dami naman kasing mage. Puro mage. Naku, ang lalambot kasi namin guys. Paano ba yan? Nanalo ko ito. Dalawa yung ito. Hirap to guys. Sila ang lalambot namin.
Your turret is under attack. An enemy has been slain. Initiate retreat.
I needed the hungry wolf for the sacrificial lamb.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Lord, resurrecting soon. Initiate retreat. Killing spree.
That's for the humans. Come a little closer. Shoot. Crosshairs this is you on the far end. Shoot, come a little closer.
Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat.
Remember to tell my little brother.
Initiate retreat.
Enemy in range, and you are.
Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat. Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
Remember to tell my little brother.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. Unstoppable! Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
You won't even know I've missed.
Patay yun guys ah.
Enemy in range.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Launch attack!
Come a little closer.
Initiate retreat!
You won't even know I've missed.
Shut down! Killing spree!
Dead before they knew me. You won't even know I've missed.
Launch attack! Your team destroyed a turret! Ally has been slain. Killing spree! Initiate retreat! Shut down! Shoot! You destroyed a turret! Initiate retreat! Launch attack!
I needed the hungry wolf.
Initiate
with the
retreat!
sacrificial lamb.
Initiate retreat!
Hindi ako nakalikol.
Initiate retreat! Shut down!
Hindi ako nakalikol guys. Hindi ako nakalikol.
Initiate retreat!
Sting yawa. Diff lang guys, diff.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
batas, bawal lumabas. Sige, bawal lumabas ba?
Crosshairs lock you down. Death kisses you.
Initiate retreat.
Enemy, and you are too.
Lord resurrecting soon.
Crosshairs lock you down. Death kisses you on the forehead.
Enemy has slain Lord. Initiate retreat.
Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time.
Initiate retreat.
Dead before they knew me.
Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat. Been slain.
Remember to tell my little brother.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our base is under attack.
You won't even know.
Our turret has been under attack. Enemy has been slain. Double kill. An ally has been slain. Our base is under attack. An enemy.
I needed the hungry
Ally has been slain.
sacrificial lamb.
Our base is under attack. Launch attack.
Crosshairs lock you down. Death kisses you on the forehead.
Initiate retreat.
I'm neither the hungry wolf or the sacrificial lamb. Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time.
Killing spree. Shut down. Initiate retreat.
Shoot. Dead before they knew me. You won't even know I've missed.
Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat.
Dead before they knew me.
Initiate retreat.
Crosshairs lock you down. Death kisses you on the forehead. Dead before they knew me. Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time. Crosshairs lock you down. Death kisses you.
Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat.
Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time.
Lord resurrecting soon.
I needed the hungry wolf or the sacrificial lamb. Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time.
Initiate retreat. Slain Lord.
I needed a hungry wolf for the sacrificial lamb.
Tank, no tank.
Initiate retreat. An enemy has been slain. Initiate retreat. Our base is under attack. An enemy has been slain.
You won't even know I've missed.
Launch attack. Initiate retreat.
You don't even know.
Enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Shut down. Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat.
Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time. Shoot. Enemy in range. I need to do. You won't even know I've missed. Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time.
You have slain an enemy.
Enemy in range. And you are too. Remember to tell my little brother. Shoot, it's dinner time. Come a little closer.
Launch attack.
Remember to tell my
Initiate
little
retreat.
brother. It's dinner time. You won't even know I've missed. Shoot. Shoot. Dead before they knew me.
Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat.
For the sacrificial lamb.
Initiate retreat.
You won't even know.
Lord resurrecting soon.
Remember to tell my little brother. It's dinner time.
Hirap na ito, guys.
The enemy has slain Lord.
Dead before they knew me. Come a little closer.
An enemy has been slain. Ally
Dead before they knew me.
Killing spree! An enemy has been slain!
Come a little closer. Shoot. You down. This is you on the forehead. Remember to tell my little brother. You down. Yes, this is you on the forehead. Come a little closer.
Initiate retreat! Request backup!
That's good in you. You won't even know I've missed.
Guys, ang hirap guys, ang hirap. Super duper. Super duper. Tignan nyo naman guys ha. Ayos na, hindi tayo. Nahirapan pa sila.
Enemy in range. And you should be. The hungry wolf, nor the sacrificial lamb. Shoot!
Launch attack!
Shoot! You won't even know I've missed.
Launch attack!
I'm neither the hungry wolf.
Unstoppable! Killing spree! Launch attack! Launch attack!
For the new.
Launch attack!
Come a little.
Launch attack!
Shoot!
Launch attack!
That's for the new. Come a little closer.
Initiate retreat! Lord resurrecting soon!
Remember to tell my little brother. Dinner time.
Request backup!
Dead before they knew me. Remember to tell my little brother. Shoot! It's dinner time.
Initiate retreat! Enemy has slain more. An ally has been slain.
Shoot!
Launch attack! Shut down! Initiate retreat! Initiate retreat! Enemy double kill! An ally has been Initiate retreat!
Shit, ang hirap guys.
Our base is under attack! An enemy has been slain!
Kasi sumama guys sa...
Defeat!
Shit, pit. Mag-umpisa na? Nyoras. Trigis na
na 2-0 na kung danawan pag-asa mo tayo.
Ay.
Angawid Omega.
TikTok.
Nga.
Yung gamit gan.
Kamu ah.
Uwi na sila.